Hello everyone and welcome back to the Deep Blue. I'm not there, I'm over here actually. Welcome back to the Deep Blue again everyone. Wait, I forgot to put on some additional lighting. I forgot about that. Where is it? Just not there. There we go. Better. Welcome back to the Deep Blue everyone. I forgot to put on the mood lighting just a tad. Welcome back. It's good to see you guys back here. Thank you for being so patient and waiting outside. I am Noira, the sea fox on SN who serves live talks on the rocks. I don't know why I said so ASMR today. Probably due to the fact that my throat is still very much fucked up. I still have a sore throat, so I'm sorry if I sound like this. However, I do have my alcohol with me, but not much. Because, well, I don't think I should actually be drinking right now. But I have scienced it out, so if I drink alcohol it might increase my acid reflux, but it's okay. I have alkaline water with me, and in my brain that makes sense. When you have some acid going on, you can pour alkaline on it and it'll be fine. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. Clarence, thank you for 15 months of being a tight leg here at the Deep Blue. Welcome back everyone. Now let me greet you guys over here. I see that there's hold on. Kyle is here, followed up by Tyrandus and Sven and Ikazen and who's the fifth? Wait, who's the fifth? Cashew. Cashew is the fifth. So Kyle is the first again. Ikazen is the fourth, going down in that whole ranking thing. Yesterday you were the third, now you're the fourth, Ikazen. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe you should get my new merch, Ikazen. I'm kidding. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. Kyle, Tyrandus, Sven, Ikazen, and Cashew. And I also see Jarison over on the YouTube side. And I also see who else do I see actually? Derek the Moose, welcome back to the Deep Blue. And I like cheese, our drunk scribe. Did you go on nice walks? I went on a, no wait, I didn't go on a nice walk today. No, I didn't. I was just working, man. And Vinny, welcome back to the Deep Blue. NYC Leprechaun. Jason is here, of course. And Ceaseless Researcher. Ghost of Mint. And Decker. And Magic Attacks. Kurt Wagner. And Zoe. And Wapper, and who else did I miss here? Is that everyone? Clarence, of course, is here. I also see Cast Off, and I think that's everyone. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. So yesterday I did also have a sore throat, but I feel like today my sore throat is actually worse, so it didn't get better. I don't know why. So yeah, I'll drink a little, but because I am a wise sea fox, like I said, I'll balance it out, and I won't get another. I only poured a little bit, so don't worry, okay? We'll be drinking a tad, but it won't be that much. 40 stream streak, thank you, Ikazen. Thank you for that 40 stream streak. Welcome back to the Deep Blue, everyone. How are you guys doing? How's your day? It is towards the end of the week now, and we have our new merch. I actually said this, I announced it on stream yesterday, but I didn't really do any official announcement because I'm like, how do I even do that? Yeah, today I guess is the official launch of the merch, the new merch, which is the Skin Issue merch. I hope you guys like it. We put a lot of effort and love into it, and especially because it's Nico's art, aka our quiet painter. I'm so very excited to share it with you guys, and I can't wait for you guys to actually, I don't know, bring it to work or gift it to someone who has skill issues and take pictures of it when you do. So yeah, new merch is out, guys. Check it on Pinned. Other than that, how are you guys doing today? You saw the merch on Reddit? Yeah. What do you think of the merch, hey? What do you think of it? We'll drink some whiskey to start off. Cheers, guys. Cheers. And bye. Can't be that bad for my throat, right? Let's test it out live time. If alcohol can actually help out with disinfecting my throat. Love the print. I'm glad you guys like it. I've been so excited to share it with you guys, and finally it's here. Hello, Fonda dude. I can't wait for the merch to arrive. I can't wait for you to get the merch, Jason. I can't wait. You bought a lot too, so I'm very excited to see you wear it or take a picture of it. My job is a mess, but at least my taxes are done. Oh, that's a huge load off of your chest, hey? Taxes are such a bitch. So like knowing that it's done is so nice. Sorry. Half of my way is troubleshooting a client's website who got an injection. Oh, injection spam. That's not nice. Mail plans to resolve it, but after checking a proposal, it wasn't in the scope. Yes, good. You should always check back to your scope, okay? Don't do things out of goodwill, because it is a very materialistic and corporate and capitalistic world. If people can get shit for free, they will try to. That's how it is when moving in the corporate world. Good morning, Nicolitsis. I also used to be someone who used to give like a lot of things out of goodwill, you know, out of sheer kindness, because I'm like, oh yeah, no, I might as well. But you'll realize later on that if you do that too much, you'll get exploited. Congratulations on the merch launch. Thank you, Nicolitsis. Another day in the work trenches beneath the sky's grey raiment. Is the weather right now that grey, Nicolitsis? Well, I hope your work day isn't too bad. You know, because I went bouldering, my hand is bruised. Like I have like random bruises everywhere, like open wounds. They're not bad, but like small open wounds, like little cuts here and there. I have a total of like 3, I think, on my left hand. And it has been very painful washing my hand and taking a shower and everything like that. But it looks like I punched someone, which looks pretty cool. It sounds pretty cool, right? You know, the bruises just happens to be near the knuckle. So it does look like I just got into a brawl or something. No, why would you need to take me to the hospital? But yeah, my body has been wrecked since I went bouldering, actually. So everything hurts. My forearm hurts, my back, my scapula hurts, but I'm slowly going through it. The thing is, like, bouldering made me activate muscles that I don't think I've ever really activated my whole life. So it's working on new ass muscles, and I am currently going through the pains and the consequences of it. But I hope that once this is over, once the pain is over, I can actually boulder again without as much pain. One really important thing to learn is to set proper boundaries. That is true. Yes, it is. You've been bouldering with Miley Cyrus at the Wrecking Ball? No. I go up. She goes sideways. We're not the same. I go vertically. She goes horizontally. What's bouldering? Bouldering is kind of like wall climbing or rock climbing, but it's not like fully 90 degrees vertical. It sometimes can be curved, and it's more like, imagine Elden Ring, but it's rock climbing puzzle. That's what bouldering is. So you can try out like a few puzzles. Like there's level 1 to 12, at least at the place that I'm at, and you could try each one of them out. And basically you need to be able to get to the assigned top via whatever way you can surmise. In that sort of way, it kind of does feel like bouldering is kind of like Elden Ring, because it's like you're hitting your head against the wall multiple times. But honestly, it's super fun. You know, it has the same feeling as playing Elden Ring, legitimately, because your problem solving skills are tested, your physical capabilities are tested, your patience is tested, and it's all for the one same problem. And then when you actually reach the top or solve it, it's very, very satisfying. Hello, Ahagi on TikTok. Wow, there's people on TikTok. Hello, TikTok people. I'll get them much when I get them. Oh, no, please. No pressure. No pressure. Of course. Sleeping between, with headphones or sitting to be able to type. No, try sleeping, man. If you've got to get some rest and sleep a little, you should. You should. Noira will be having them alpha body strength and go Tomb Raiding. Maybe one day. And then I can be all in that Tomb Raider sort of fit, hey? Or Uncharted sort of vibe. How are you, Ariana? Imagine Elden Ring. No wonder you are all over. Yeah. You always have such fun adventures. Yeah, probably it's because of that. And I happen to like meet a group of friends that I haven't actually hung out with in a while, and like a specific subset of people within that group actually likes trying out new things in the city because they're the type to get bored of stuff. So I happen to hang out with them quite a lot nowadays, and because of that I get to try out a lot of new things and get a lot of new recommendations from them as well, and I get to bring them out for trying out new things as well, from like places to eat to like things to do. So it's fun stuff, really. I've really been enjoying my days with them. I mean, we don't get to hang out often, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, but I'm happy I met like a group of friends who are willing to try out new things. Like I think another thing we want to try out maybe sometime soon is fishing. They want to try fishing in a little pond, like one of those fisheries, you know, where you can kind of, they have like a big pool and you kind of just fish in a natural, not a natural, but like in a controlled setting. Apparently they have one of those around here. But with me, I said I wanted to try fishing out into the sea, you know, on a yacht, that sort of thing. But the thing is, like, I have never fished before, so I don't know how viable that is. But I think the idea of going out to sea, fishing with friends, I mean, how hard could it be? It's just putting bait, chucking it into the water and waiting and pulling, right? Hi there, Anzi. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Anzi, on TikTok side? Yeah, right. Have any of you guys? I know some of you guys. I remember someone in chat, Jamie Richards, was it? Who like he makes fishing rods. I don't know. Do any of you guys fish? I've watched like Soviet Womble ice fishing, and that looks fun. My knowledge about fishing is very limited. My knowledge of fishing is limited to Feeding Frenzy way back when. As long as you ain't going for some of the really challenging fish, it should be fine. I mean, what are the levels, dude? Like, is it like region locked? Region locked? I'm saying it in such a gamer way. What are the levels of fishing? Like, is it easier by the shores? The deeper you go, the harder it gets? Is that how it is? And plus, like, when you go fishing on a yacht and you hire like a yacht, a boat. I don't think it's a yacht, a boat, and there's usually a guide. So I'm like thinking, I think it's totally fine if I'm a noob and I go out to sea to fish, right? Because the guide, if anything, is gonna help out. You have to be still and quiet for that to work. Wait, really? Fish are much bigger and ferocious than lake or river fish. I mean, how bad can it be? I'm a sea fox. Do you undertake exercises before undertaking the pursuit? Regrettable to hear of the injuries. No, I do not. I usually just try shit out and reap the consequences of it later, like hiking. The same shit happened to me when I hiked. I was ill prepared when I tried my first time hiking, but I enjoyed it. It was just consequences that were very annoying to deal with afterwards. It took like a week to heal or something. I tried fishing because my last time fishing was at deep childhood. Hold on. I think I need to drink some water. I think with every sip of alky, I actually have to drink a bit of alkaline water to kind of balance out the acidity. Hold up. Because I do actually feel a bit of the acid coming up. I know that sounds disgusting, but that's how it is. It's not like all blue exists. I've done some fishing, but I'm honestly not a fan. Electrofishing was... What is electrofishing? What the fuck is that? Are? Eh? Hey, Trumpet! Thank you for your contribution towards the Switch too. Thank you. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Thank you, Trumpet. Damn. Who would have thought that people would help me pay off getting a Nintendo Switch? I've thought about it. The Nintendo Switch, right? I think I'm going to get the Nintendo Switch as a reward for something. Like, I got challenged that if I can do 5 pull-ups, that means I can... when I went bouldering, a friend of mine challenged me. He was like, Noira, you should make it your goal this year to be able to do 5 pull-ups. And I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? Let's fucking do that. Because he was like, yeah, if you can do 5 pull-ups, maybe we can go bouldering more often. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. Okay. So I'm thinking, if I can do 5 pull-ups, maybe I should get that Switch too. Right? That's my thought. Because I was actually reading a book today. I started on a new book. It's called Why the Fuck Can't I Change, or something like that. Why Can't I Fucking Change? Something along those lines. I can't remember. And I think it's a pretty common strategy for people who are looking to pursue a goal, to kind of attach a reward to the end of it. For example, if you kind of kick out a bad habit, and you attach a reward to it, like, oh, if I stop smoking, for example, then I'll get myself a new pair of shoes or something. So I'll probably do that. Perhaps I'll pursue 5 pull-ups, and if I get it, I'll get a Nintendo Switch too. And then Pocopia can be a separate thing. Hi there, is that Armix Remix? Hi on TikTok side. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, the book that I was reading is so interesting because it's actually apparently it's by a neuropsychologist, a neuroscientist. Sorry, it's by a neuroscientist, and it was talking about like what habits are scientifically, and how you can change habits and why habits are hard to change. And I haven't thought about it from that perspective when becoming a better person. Right? Because who you are as a person, I guess it really is like just an accumulation of habits, right? What you do and how you react to things and how you do things, it really is mostly like an accumulation of habits. Trumpet, thank you for the 1 gifted on YouTube side and bringing in a new titling into the deep blue. One of us indeed. Thank you. Romax, hello. Aw, thank you for all that. I was like wondering how to read your name properly. Hello, Eldstorm. One of us indeed. Thank you. Anyway, in this book, who is this beautiful creature? Well, this is a very familiar creature to you. Should be, Rev, or should I say Nyx? Why the fuck can I change? Yeah, I think it's that one, cast off. So, I mentioned that I recently got an e-reader, right? So, with that e-reader, there's like a subscription that comes with it. And usually there's like a lot of new books that gets, not a lot of new books, but like, it's like an Amazon Prime subscription where you can get access to books. So, wait, why were you nervous about the way I said it, Rev? And that book, the Why Can't I Fucking Change, was part of the subscription. So yeah, it basically gives a perspective that we're really just a collection of our own habits, our old habits, and we're creatures of habits. That's really what it is to be human. And the brain can be kind of sectioned into 3 parts. We have the lizard brain, which is mostly like the brain that handles breathing, walking, all the mechanical stuff and stuff for your livelihood, like, you know, the normal survival stuff, like eating, how to eat and everything like that. That's the lizard brain. And then you have the mammal brain, which is mostly feelings and reacting to stuff and whether you should flee or fight something. That's the mammal brain. And then you have the human brain, which is the more complex stuff, which is the decision making and the logic and all of that. So that's how the book starts off. And then he says that when it comes to habits is something that humans naturally just like, because when you have habits, it means that you've done it before and it's proven to be okay, and it's proven to be good, and thus you like being safe, because as humans, your mammal brain likes being safe. Apparently that's the discussion behind it. That's the argument behind it. So if you feel like it's hard to change as a person or hard to change habits, it's not you. It's all of it's all of humanity, and that's just how the brain is, as per usual. You know how I usually say it, right? Skill issue, but no judgment. But yeah, that. And Another interesting perspective is that they say that it's not that you can't change habits though, but when you want to change a habit or replace it, you need to figure out what it does first. Like, what does it serve? Oh my god, I'm getting like crazy compliments on TikTok. Thank you guys. You guys are too kind. You guys are too kind. For example, the example that they gave in the book was like a guy who would wake up late in the morning and then get stressed and rush to work and end up getting a breakfast that's like unhealthy, like a blueberry muffin and like, I don't know, some sugary breakfast, and it ends up not really satiating him enough. And then it kind of led to him having a horrible lifestyle and increasing his weight. Something like that. That was the example that was given. And so when analyzed further, when you kind of retrospect that sort of lifestyle, you wake up late, you end up getting sugary foods for brekkie, and then you end up having a sugar crash later on, and then you end up gaining weight as well. You'll see that these habits serve a particular thing. For example, when you get sugary foods, it's because you woke up late, aka maybe you probably didn't have enough sleep, and thus you want a sugar rush to kind of help you power through the day, or at least make you feel better for the shitty situation that you wake up in. So if you think about it, like most of our habits, if not all, serve a particular purpose. For example, me, when I used to smoke ciggies back then, I don't anymore, by the way. I do virtually, sure. Like, I mean, as a VTuber, because there's no health repercussions in doing it as a VTuber, right? But in real life, I don't really smoke anymore. But Trumpet, thank you for 18 months of being a tideling. Thank you. How many pull-ups can you do, Noira? 0, actually. Assisted, maybe like 3. But 0 if it's pure. Hello, comparable zombie. So with smoking, back then, I think me smoking ciggies was a way for me to kind of fill in the void, because I usually do it when I'm waiting on something, or if I have like nothing to do except for checking on my phone, but I can't be fucked because I'm at a loud place, like at the club or at a bar or something. I like smoking then. So that it served that purpose. And also, I think it's usually, I sought smoking ciggies when I was stressed, because for some reason I mean, you can argue that cigarettes can give you like a little bit of dopamine, right? On the side, it also gives me like some time to kind of just slow down and forget about stuff. At least that's how it felt for me for ciggies. So I never really was addicted to cigarettes, but it's something I sought out whenever I got stressed, or whenever I was in this awkward moment where I was waiting on something, but taking out my phone is too weird. So I felt like smoking cigarettes then was like something that was acceptable more. So it served that sort of purpose. So then when you go about wanting to change that old habit that you want to change, you can kind of slowly replace these sort of things. Like once you realize what your old habit serves, you can kind of replace it or change it or improve it. For example, if I have some free time, an awkward free time where I can't take out my phone, then maybe, I don't know, get a fucking fidget toy. I don't know, dude. Get a fucking book or something. Or just don't go to places unless your friend's already there, you know, or walk around. And when I get stressed, maybe instead of looking for ciggies, you can instead find something that replaces that feeling, that serves that sort of distraction from a stressful sort of day, such as maybe play a game of Overwatch, or perhaps, I don't know, take deep breaths and take a nice walk, that sort of thing. So once habits are a thing that we develop as humans to kind of handle stuff, so when you want to change or replace it, you need to make sure that that new thing handles the same things. That's a TLDR about it from what I've read. I've only read the first chapter, so I can't say much. I'll sketch about you soon. Oh my god, why are you sketching me? But I appreciate it, thank you. And thank you. I assume you watched my stuff since you're saying quotes about life. Thank you, Romex on TikTok side. Hold on, let me read chat here. Yes, do not start smoking. I mean, technically, cigarettes aren't really something that you can try once and immediately get addicted to. I think it's more of a psychological thing. That's coming from me, though, as someone who tried cigarettes back then but never really got addicted to it. But I did have a phase where I sorted it out. But yeah, if there are better alternatives to handling whatever you gotta handle in a way that doesn't give physiological repercussions to you that are bad and does permanent damage, you should probably opt for that. But I was young and stupid, so. Drinking makes more sense since the soda or pop used in the mixed drink or mixing alcohol with streak is a nice mix. I was switched from drinking to smoking cigars from time to time. I now only drink with friends. I don't know if cigars are any better, honestly. Have a good one, Romex. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I don't know if cigars are any better. I drink, I don't smoke anymore. Like back then, every time I drank, I also had like this tendency to want to smoke. That doesn't happen to me anymore. Why? I think there was some science behind it that I found out where if you drink and smoke at the same time, apparently it enhances your experience. That's the only reason that I could kind of figure out, I guess, to why I really like drinking and smoking. Kurt, thank you for 13 months of being a titling on YouTube side. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you. Bad habits are drinking sugar-free energy drinks and spending too much time on PC. Yeah, so when you figure out like your bad habits or what you want to change, then you can start thinking about, okay, this thing that I want to change, what purpose does it actually serve? Like when do I do it and why do I do it? When you deep dive into it, you'll start to see that there are definitely reasons to why you do that thing that you do. For example, me with coffee in the morning, I just really like the process of making coffee, and it's nicely aesthetic from my personal view. It's like a nice aesthetic thing to do in the morning, and plus I enjoy the process of it. So it's a nice way to kind of start the morning with a little bit of calm, like a little bit of a small zen moment. That's how making coffee for me in the morning is. Reading books are stimulating. Finding replacement is a good idea. Video games also helps. Definitely. Walking outside I think is one of the most persistent solutions. Like most of the stuff where you need to find a little when you need to, walking outside can solve a lot of problems. Let's just say that. It can serve a lot of purposes. I think it's funny when people say you always got a choice, because I think you don't. I think our brain is wired that way, that our day-to-day life consists of probabilities of us doing the same stuff that we do, and it depends mostly on how we programmed ourselves. I mean, technically you do have a choice in that sense, right? It's just that you're just too used to doing the things that you do, and sometimes you don't realize that your habits are habits. Does that make sense? So there's like, it feels like, yeah, I guess it makes sense what you were trying to say, Kyle. It feels like you have like this notion of choice, when in reality, most of the stuff that we do day to day is out of habit. And I think if there is no option, or really like the person is not willing to break that habit or make some changes to it, then is there really a choice to it? It's like the same thing about how, you can't make someone who doesn't want to listen try to listen. Same shit. Like, you can't make someone who doesn't want to change their habits change their habits. Nobody wakes up and decides to become addicted to something. Yeah, but I from my personal experience, at least, I could say that smoking cigarettes are not one of those things where you try it once and then you get addicted to it. I think there are more stuff out there that's much more addictive than that. Like one-time use, and then suddenly, like physiologically, your brain seeks it. How about I say I need heels whenever I feel the urge to overdrink coffee and shoot out an ocean. What are you on, Ikazet? To be fair, that was a smoke elemental, like Smoker from One Piece. Have you tried vaping? Yes, I have. I don't like it. I feel like vaping just feels so superficial. Not superficial, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it has a very light drag and it tastes too sweet and too full. I prefer cigarettes. Like if I were to be given a choice between e-cigs or cigarettes or vapes, I'd still go for cigarettes. I've taken to drinking water whenever I have free moments in the last couple of months. It's led to a point where I was drinking 3.5 liters at work. Be careful of over drinking water. That's also a thing, you know, right? Hold on. Let me catch up with chat here. Hi, Dodge. How are you? Problem with you always have a choice that people tie it up with willpower. Nah, willpower is... So, in the book, I am actually just coming onto the topic of willpower. Apparently, fuck, I don't remember. I just read this not too long ago too, like a few hours prior to stream. But I think I've gotten at least to the part of the book where it says that when you're trying to change a habit, and then you change it to you either go cold turkey or change it to something that doesn't serve its purpose, its initial OG purpose, then it's going to be much, much harder to kind of gather the willpower for that. If I remember correctly, in the book it says that willpower is stored in a particular part of the brain as well, the prefrontal cortex, but I don't think it said much about it just yet. I don't remember if it said anything like, oh, now willpower is a figment of the imagination. I don't know. I think I have to read on a little bit more about that. Actually, you know what? How about we go Google it, all right? What is the neuroscience behind willpower? Neuroscience for coaches. Research has shown that exercising and depleting willpower causes a slowdown in the anterior cingulate cortex. This area is vital to self-control. It is commonly known for its conflict monitoring activities. It is the area that picks up any mismatches between what you want, what you intend to do, and what you actually do. Right, okay, wait, I remember. So, whatever I said just now. So, in the book, there was this part that said that, you know how I mentioned there's like 3 brains? Where there's the lizard brain, and the mammal brain, and the human brain. So the mammal brain is like the feelings and reacting and whether you feel safe or not and whether it's fight or flight. That is the mammal brain. And then the human brain is all the logic, right? I do remember the book saying that if there's a large gap between the mammal brain and the human brain, your willpower is going to be much less to do whatever it is you got to do. So that's like one of the ways of bridging that is to do what we mentioned before, like to figure out the initial purpose of that habit and then like slowly easing into it and make sure that the initial OG purpose of it is still fulfilled even though you change the habit. I missed some chat. How come you can't replace cigs with vaping if the vape also contains nicotine? Like I said, for me, I think it's because I wasn't addicted to the nicotine, Setze. I was addicted to the idea and the experience of smoking. Like I mentioned, I don't hit the cigs for nicotine. Like I don't have a physical craving towards nicotine just yet, at least then, for the many times that I did smoke. It was more so like a vice for me, like a way for me to distract myself. It's just like a fucking excuse for me, I guess. That's how I was when I was like smoking ciggies. Wait, is it legal to talk about these sort of things on TikTok? I don't know, man. Sometimes when you're multi-streaming to multiple platforms, I do get worried every once in a while. It's like, oh, is it okay to talk about these things? Yeah, I smoke for getting away from stuff, not particularly for the nicotine. So I'm actually okay when I don't smoke a long time. Back then, even during the time where I smoked pretty often, I'm okay without cigarettes. But I do prefer it when it comes to like having social interactions and drinking with cigarettes, or like when I'm doing nothing, I like having a cigarette or two. And yeah, thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink some whiskey actually. Isn't the vaping process, if you try vape, you'll realize how different it is to a cigarette. A cigarette feels very different to vapes. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to explain it. Did you smoke clove cigarettes? No, I didn't. I don't like some clove cigarettes, or as we call it, kratak here in Indonesia. I don't like them. They're very sweet. So if I were to explain it, vapes feel like it feels very fluid when you're taking the smoke in. Cigarettes have a little bit of pushback to it. Like the drag feels seamless but also smooth at the same time, but also there's like a little bit of resistance. It's a nice balance. E-cigs I think have a heavier pull, and they have like a weird taste / smell to it, like an iron sort of metallic taste or smell that I can always, I don't know, a lot of my friends who have e-cigs are probably, they don't really notice this as much, but I do. I don't like it because of that, because of how metallic it tastes or smells. And then there's also salt nicotine. Salt nicotine was okay. Salt nicotine is kind of like vape, but it's usually not as sweet, and also the drag is similar. I don't know. Even with salt nicotine, I think it has a higher, I'm not sure what the difference is actually, but I used to try out salt nicotine. I didn't like it either. So it became an either cigarettes or nothing sort of thing. Someone invented a vape pen that feels like smoking a cig. Yeah, I don't care for smoking as much anymore. Nowadays, I think smoking as a VTuber is enough. I don't have a cigarette toggle yet. Isn't that sad? I have a whiskey toggle. I can take out my whiskey like this, but I don't have it for cigarettes just yet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. If you hate nicotine, did I say I hate nicotine, Ikazin? I didn't even say that. You'll make your shit up. Vapes are extremely easy to like. Abused because of the fact of flavoring. It's true. It's true. I mean, vape is almost like candy, man. I wouldn't recommend it. Every time I vaped, it left like a very, you know, the kind of feeling in your throat when you have too much sweet stuff? A vape did that to me often. Even like even when I opted for the less sweet flavors and everything like that, it just fucked me up, man. But anyway, remember guys, remember what I always say, if you have the option to kind of live independently, aka you're independent of substances and independent of people, and you can learn how to have a fulfilled life with all that, like without all that, then that is the best way to live life, at least according to me. If you can be independent of everything, that's the best way to be able to live life. So if you're seeking, I don't know, additional extra stuff to enhance your day-to-day, then maybe find something that's a little bit more sustainable. Like if you want your day-to-day to, I don't know, spice it up a little bit, make me look a little bit cooler, maybe rather than vaping, you should try out working out instead. If you have a nice body, a lot of nice clothes will look good on you. Dietary, thank you for 11 months of being a titling. One more month and you're going to be 1 year here at the Deep Blue. Thank you, Dietary. But yeah, you know, working out, as I always say this, right? For guys, I feel like not so much for women for some reason, because I think with women, you can kind of get away with looking good in clothes even though you don't work out. And, yeah, like you can just be skinny, you know, there's that option. But for guys, I feel like if guys work out, it's such a big difference, dude, when you guys wear clothes. For real. I don't know why people underestimate this. I always say this to every guy, and I'm like, if you want to look better, work out. The difference is like night and day. Like literally the body the clothes will fit on you differently, and your silhouette will look different and everything like that. It's so much difference, man. Plus, not to mention your energy spike. Sleep, exercise, healthy diet, all for the sake of low cortisol dancing. What is this trend on cortisol? What is it? Like, what's funny is that I talked about cortisol when waking up and stuff like that a while back, and then I realized that it became a fucking trend. What is this cortisol trend? That's my sole motivation for working out, to look better in clothes. Yeah, and it's a very achievable thing, I think, to work out and look better in clothes. Just remember to take like before and after pictures so you can realize like how much of a difference it is. Because I think if you're the one who goes through it every day, you might not notice it as much as other people. Cortisol is a chemical that causes a feeling of being stressed. Yeah, so high cortisol means like very stressed. It's like fight or flight, sort of like survival mode is high cortisol. Low cortisol is like de-stressed. Yeah, I know what it is, but like I don't understand the trend. Like a while back there was a trend about cortisol stuff and anime girls. I don't know what that is. Perfect person to listen to for a 10-kilometer walk. Well, I'm glad I can accompany you on your 10-kilometer walk, Dodge. Thanks for hanging around too. So I started working out regularly. I started to notice that clothes sit on me so perfectly. Yeah, dude, clothes, seriously, if you're a guy and you try working out or sticking to a workout routine, that it doesn't have to be fucking crazy, but stick to a workout routine for like at least like, I don't know, 3 months, man. Something for 3 months. And take before and after pictures. The difference can be very crazy. That's the meme. High cortisol equals high stress. Watching anime girls dance reduces the cortisol in the brain. Oh, that's the meme? Oh my god. That's ridiculous. Because I think when I was talking about cortisol, I was mentioning about how I had a hard time waking up in the morning, right? It feels like I don't have enough energy in the morning. Like getting out of bed feels so hard. And I think one of the ways I figured out how to be better at it is to increase your cortisol levels in the morning, which I attempted by, some people are like, oh yeah, immediately wake up and do a workout or something like that, or like do cold showers. Now fuck that. I just, because I happen to have smart lights, I have my lights in my bedroom glow up, kind of get brighter slowly to kind of mimic the sunlight. And apparently that can signal your body to increase cortisol, because it'd be like, oh, it's daytime, bitch, get to work. Go hunt some mammoth or something. It has actually been working. It's annoying on the weekends though, but it has actually been working. Oh, hold on, I missed some chat. I think people doing the trend to say people who stress need to keep it low. Anime goals reduce. I see. I've gotten back to working out these past weeks, and the increase in energy I have is low-key insane. It's always like that. Like, I feel like once you consider working out or being active as a way to manage or increase your energy levels, it becomes easier, because it feels more like, okay, if I want to do more in the day, if I want to feel better in the day, then I should work out. It becomes more like that, you know? If I want to have more energy in my days, then I should work out. I forgot, by the way, Trumpet, I forgot to give you a blessing since you chucked an offering at the shrine. Let's see. My blessing for you, Trumpet, is I hope you get the chance to go on a nice, at least 15-minute walk tomorrow. That's my blessing to you. So you can kind of zone out a little bit and just go on a nice, peaceful walk. That's my blessing to you, Trumpet. Just remember that if you manage to keep your workout routine for many years, you may be as hot as Leon in the new Resident Evil game. Okay, Leon's a bit far, okay? Stop hoping to have a fictional body. It's like, it's not impossible. And it definitely sure is, but like, is it realistic as in with your lifestyle? That's a different story, dude. Because I think to have like anime fictional men buff bodies like Toji or something, it doesn't just mean you should work out. I think it also means you have to change a lot in your dietary habits. No amount of workout will help if your eating habits are trash. I mean, I wonder what happens when you actually work out but you eat like shit. I would assume that your energy will still be there, but there will also be like this stupid eating energy, like the energy, the shitty energy that you get from eating bad. So it kind of balances it out. So I think definitely working out and not eating healthy is still better than not working out at all. Does that make sense? If you can only attempt to tackle one thing at a time, then go at it. Try eating healthy first or try working out first. That's fine. I mean, progress is progress, right? Is that Cross9S? Hi, Cross9S. And hello, and Andy Major. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. You like fictional men? Doesn't you want fictional body? No, it doesn't matter. Like, even if you get a fictional body, you guys are real. My fictional men aren't real. Goku is body goals? How about Goku's hair, man? You guys aim for fictional men's bodies, but not their hairs? Damn, who's gonna one day get Satoru Gojo's hair? Day to day, even when it rains, it's still perfect white hair. Leon literally did feats that is stupidly insane. Roundhouse kick, one-liner. I mean, you know what? If fictional men motivate you, then who am I to stop you, hey? Also work out and eat healthy to try and build aesthetics that like lighter from Zenless Zone Zero. Hello, Nox. My wife's food and she loves cooking and I do work out, but I got to go and I'm just energetic and strong in general. My top body is fine, but my midsection, near impossible to lose fat with my habits. Do you know that actually I feel like switching over to healthier options is not that hard, especially if you cook. It doesn't take much. I mean, for example, if you like fried stuff, you can technically just air fry it. That already helps a lot. I think we have like this notion that healthier food is like harder to replicate or is not as tasty. I think it's just a skill issue. I think, sure, I mean, let's say I don't know what you cook, shit. You cook like this, your wife cooks like this great dinner that's your favorite. Technically, the healthier option can just be to swap out a few things and it won't be as bad. I mean, it'll be healthier because the option is either you eat it at its full state, its usual state, or it's very healthy, aka very bland, or maybe it can just be healthier. Like even just adjusting a little, making things a little bit more healthy, I think can help a lot. I have the worst addiction to all of them, sugar. I mean, maybe it's time to change. Could eat healthy, but I don't want to lose out on delicious things. Yeah, fair. Then, I mean, you can just kind of swap it out every once in a while, right? I'm the same. As much as, I mean, I work out. I don't really care about healthy food. But, like, sometimes my body does crave, like, healthier things. As much as I want to eat healthier, and as much as I do eat healthier nowadays, I kind of space it out, meaning I balance it out, like, every once in a while. I'm not that strict with it. You know what I mean? Because I do think that to live life is to also enjoy it. I'm a hedonist that way. So even if I want to eat healthier, that's not going to take away from me wanting to enjoy certain nice foods. So yeah, find your balance, I reckon. Find your balance. So wanting to eat healthier doesn't mean that you have to go full 100% healthy. It could just mean like, oh, maybe at least like 3 times a week I'll eat healthy. Something like that. Sorry, let me drink a bit. My addiction is ice cream. You know, I want to make a post later on Discord that I'm hoping that you guys will share your bits with, where it's about habits. So like, what's like a habit that you guys, what's like 1 or 3 habits, maybe 1. Like, what's one habit that maybe you guys want to change? And what is the purpose of that habit? Just because like it's on topic with what I'm reading right now, I think it's an interesting thing to kind of explore together. Alpha Bravo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. What is my favorite unusual snack? I don't think I have an unusual snack. The thing is, I don't really snack either. I'm not someone who really snacks. So I don't think I have a weird snack that I like. Yeah. I really like Shin Ramyun. Like every time it fucking rains, I want a Shin Ramyun. There's that. I guess that's one thing that, if you can consider that a snack. Do you guys know Shin Ramyun? Every time it fucking rains or every time it's cold, that's like the one thing that I seek for. Back then it used to be cigarettes. Every time it rained, I used to look for cigarettes. Now every time it rains, I look for fucking Shin Ramyun. Back when I was in my weight loss program, I started my brekkie with toast and organic eggs. 4 hours. 4 hours of workout is crazy, man. Game of basketball. Yeah, I mean, of course you'd lose so much within 2 months, but is that sustainable? That's a lot. Changes from almonds to a cookie with jam. Mixed habit. Did a stick of butter and sugar and ate it just like that. Nope. I've had like a bread and spread butter on it and sugar though. I mean, that shit's good. Or you know that classic snack? I don't know if it's like a universal snack where you kind of just get, what do you call them? Bread that's like a sub bread. Like a, shit, what do you call that kind of bread? You know the long, kind of like baguettes, but not really. Baguette looking breads, but like they're cheap as. I don't know what they're called. You use those and then you kind of spread butter all over it. And you just kind of sprinkle it with sugar and then you pop it in the oven. That shit's so good. Like that shit's I used to love that a lot. Maybe I should make some over the weekends actually. Maybe I should. Yeah, that's nice. Is it sub rolls? I think it's sub rolls. Maybe. So you cut it up and you cut it in half and then like on the open surface you kind of spread butter on it and then sprinkle some sugar and that shit is fire. You pop it in the oven for a tad bit and it's so good. It's like crunchy and everything. Or I guess nowadays you can put it in the air fryer. I remember that when you start to exercise regularly and you try to break your limits from time to time, you're basically developing your mitochondria. What do you mean mitochondria? Which are the main source of energy in our body? Wait. Mitochondria is fucking powerhouse of the cell or something like that? What do you mean mitochondria? More workout, more energy. Oh yeah, that's true. I have heard though that once our body gets into habits, right? So once our body gets used to a certain routine, like if you work out say 3 times a week and you work out with a certain routine or set, like you do, I don't know, maybe you do I don't know, 15 pull-ups or something and then like 20 push-ups and you run on the treadmill for like 15 minutes or something. So basically you have a trained set. Once your body gets used to that, you might not get the same amount of energy as you did when you first started it. So every once in a while, once you feel like you have stagnated, you do need to shake it up a little bit to get that similar effect as you did back then. Maybe you need to up it a notch or like try new different things or work on a different part of the body. Sugar bread is that what it's actually called? Sugar bread? Yeah, it's so good. I know. Maybe I should make some for the weekend for shits and giggles actually. That'd be nice. Hi there, Roll. Bread with butter and sugar. So are we saying that bread with butter and sugar toasted is a universal global thing? Is it? Yeah, I'll make some over the weekends now that you guys have reminded me of it. But yeah, for you guys who missed the conversation earlier in the stream, basically You know what? Let's talk about it now, and then we can talk about it later on Discord. If you guys haven't joined Discord, please do so over at discord.gg/Noira. Every once in a while, we have like a group discussion, like with everyone, and you get to hang out with the titlings as well, and amongst other stuff. And you also get to get notifications for whatever you want to get notified of my stuff, like my uploads and everything. Come over to discord.gg/Noira. And this is also going to be one of the questions later on that you guys can participate in or have discussions over. It's that what's a habit that you want to change? Do you have a habit that you want to change? What's one of them? I have one of them. It's that I last minute a lot of things. I know it sounds like very normal, but I have a particular... I last minute a lot of things, and I've come to realize that it's actually because I feel like I can get away with it. So that's a habit that I really want to change. So what's a habit that you want to change? And why do you think that habit exists? Like, what is it doing? What's the purpose of that habit? Like for me, if I do things last minute, I get to indulge in more short-term pleasures, obviously, sorry. And yeah, it's mostly that. And I get to kind of avoid having to think about it. And one of the reasons why I do that is because I feel like I can get away with it. And I used to say, haha, quote unquote, I work better under pressure. That shit is bullshit. And yeah, so I want to change that. That's something I want to change. So yeah, as you can see, I mentioned like the purpose of it. Like I'm just someone with really bad delayed gratification. And I think me procrastinating and doing things last minute is like the ultimate show of that. So yeah, that means that if I want to change it, I need something that can kind of help me ease out of that. Like me having, oh, sorry. I keep on hitting my mic. I don't know why. So I need to replace that habit of last minuting things with like something that can help me ease the process of delayed gratification and discipline, I guess, if you want to put it that way. I honestly want to stop being so wishy-washy. Why do you think you're so wishy-washy? So this is also a moment of retrospection. Of course, like you don't have to go all deep here. Let's just talk about it, like, so I can reply to you guys and also read over it collectively, because if we want to go detailed into it, we can do it on Discord later on when I do post the question over on Discord as a discussion. But yeah, why do you guys reckon you guys are, what is the purpose of this habit that you guys have? Why is it like that? Habit I'm slowly fixing is my sleep schedule. I've been going to bed between 1 and 2 a.m. and waking up right before logging into work. Okay, why do you go to bed, or why do you think you want to go to bed at 1 or 2 a.m.? Like what purpose does it serve? Isn't procrastinating also a symptom of ADHD? Anything can be ADHD if you try hard enough. I mean, I think procrastinating is just a very human thing. Procrastinating is very human. You don't have to be ADHD to procrastinate. I don't think so. Literally from ocean goes with emotion and applying lotion. Okay, Akison, are you high on sugar or something, mate? Wishy-washy trauma, simple as that. Yeah, but I think it can go deeper than that. I mean, I'm obviously not a psychologist. I'm no therapist. I'm just gonna put it out there. I just read a book and I think it's interesting, okay? So what I'm saying is that, why are you wishy-washy? Like, what purpose does it serve you? Does it protect you from certain things? Does it help you maybe get, I don't know, delay certain consequences? Does it make you feel a certain way? These sort of questions are the things that, like, the purpose of it. The purpose of that habit or action. I think it's something that we can sit on, and once you kind of figure it out, you'll have a better picture of how to eventually work towards a better direction for it. I keep big chunks of work for the end of my working day. That often makes me overtime. I guess I'm tempted to do other things during the morning and do not want to waste all energy early by doing difficult stuff. You know, funnily enough, we have the most energy in the morning and after we take a break. So if you want a good time to kind of tackle hard stuff, it's actually in the morning and right after we eat lunch. So technically that logic shouldn't hold, but I understand. I'm also the same. That's me like wanting to procrastinate. Same thing. So tempted to do other things during the morning. But then why do you want to do other things in the morning and not do that thing then, the difficult stuff, John? This is me mostly just asking the question so I can kind of get to the deeper side of things and then we can talk about it together. God, I swear, I know I'm kind of starting to sound like a therapist, but I'm really not. So please take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Like I said, I just read a book and I think it's interesting to kind of talk about it here. One habit for me to change is to have more offline thinking. What do you mean offline thinking? Don't overstimulate the brain. The reason is to let our thoughts flow out of our minds and to lower the chances of pressure or headaches. Not the reason as to why you want to change it, by the way. So when I say the reason, I mean like, why do you think you have that habit? Like, what purpose do you think that habit serves rather than why you want to change it? Because people, of course, always want to change for the better for their own reasons. But usually what the problem is, what the core problem is, like actually changing the habit is a core problem, right? And it starts from, according to the book at least, it starts from first recognizing what the habit actually does for you, because you won't have a habit, you won't have the habit if it doesn't serve you in a particular way, if it doesn't serve you for the better. Interesting perspective, I know. That's like, it's something I've thought about for a while, but I think it was only put into words and kind of made sense to me once I read it in the book. Habits aren't always bad though. We can have good habits too. Yeah, definitely. People stay up late because they're not satisfied with their daytime. I think because work has been very busy, I crave my weep cave for longer at night. Remember, it's not, wait. Work has been very busy, I crave my weep cave for longer at night. Okay. And why can't you crave that earlier? Or why can't you crave that earlier or end it earlier? Is it because... Yeah, why? Let's start there. Hi there, Aquinius or Nolan. What are we chatting about? We're talking about habits. We're discussing habits. I smoke because it helps me stay awake longer. You don't need that to help you stay awake longer. Caffeine is a thing, technically. Also, why do you need to stay up longer? See, when you ask like these questions, I feel like, at least for me, I used to be this analytical with work a lot. Like, there's the principle of 5 whys, or keep on asking why until you can't answer it anymore. That's usually how you kind of troubleshoot or analyze a problem or something that has happened. For example, okay, the stream DC'd. Why? Oh, it's because OBS dropped frame rates. Why? Well, my internet is on, so I think it's like a RAM distribution problem. Why? Oh, maybe there's like this new app that I downloaded. These sort of things. That's practically what we're doing here. We're just asking the right questions so we can get to the core of it. Because I have a sense that it is more satisfying to procrastinate and do personal stuff while I am not tired yet. So I guess I prioritize things other than work efficiency. Does it make sense? Of course. I mean, don't we all want to pursue fun stuff other than having to do the terrible work? Work is always so iffy, right? So I think that's very normal. I do the same thing. That's a very human thing. Of course, us as humans, we want comfort as much as possible. And sometimes working or doing heavy stuff is discomfort, right? So... Okay, if we know that it serves that purpose so that you can have more instant gratification at the start, then what sort of habit, how can you change the habit so that it's a little bit more, it can change for the better? Let me think. Would it mean... Let me think. that this is the right answer. Because the thing is, like, to tackle these sort of things, there's multiple angles to see it through, or maybe rather than, or more so, like, I think there are like various tools you can use. For example, maybe if you think it's hard for you to do work stuff that you don't particularly like, you can think about it as, okay, I will indulge myself in the funner stuff once I finish this work stuff. I deal with the same thing, so this is at least what I do. Another thing that I do is, you know, I time block stuff, like meeting, okay, I'll just do 30 minutes of this particular task, and that's it. That way it's easier for me to do. So there's like also, I think I haven't finished a book, so I'm very limited with my knowledge. But personally, when it comes to dealing with this, plus also I think I need to put a disclaimer that even I have a problem with this, which is why I could say something about it. Procrastination is to make it harder for you to procrastinate and easier for you to do the task. So it's a push and pull sort of thing. And with that habit of last timing things, last minuting things, I guess, yeah, maybe the habit that you should change is making things easier for you. Maybe that is the change that you need when it comes to procrastination and last minuting things. It would make sense. But anyway, that's maybe a video I actually want to make later on. As much as I feel like I make so many videos, or I talk so much about procrastinating because it happens to me a lot. So there's always like something to talk about when it comes to that topic. Do you see like the amount of people who say that they have troubles with procrastinating? So procrastinating is definitely a very human thing. Like, everyone goes through it. And, you know, being human, of course, we want to be more in our comfort zone. We want to have fun if we have the means to have fun. And like I mentioned, for me, I choose to kind of have fun. Wait, what? Is there scuff? What scuff? If I choose to, shit, I lost my train of thought. For me, I choose to have fun because I think I can get away with it, even though I last minute and procrastinate my task. So it is a really bad habit of mine, and it is due to a series of old experiences where I have gotten away with it. So I don't know how to fix that. That's something I'm currently exploring, actually. Changing such habit is a lot of work. It is, John. But honestly, it's something that I think a lot of us kind of go through with as well. I understand, because I have at least think I have improved, but I have not improved enough. Like, it's still hard for me to kind of achieve certain deadlines that I set for myself. It's a different story when it's a deadline that's set by other people. But when it comes to, say, for my own content deadlines, like I mentioned before, like me doing my video essays, that's something that's really tough for me to do. So I just need to make it easier for me to start and harder for me to procrastinate. I think that is the key of it. That, and I need to find ways to ease into more discipline. I think that's what it is, because I have like a shitty tendency to be bad at delayed gratification. What I feel in the moment is what ends up coming out, and then when it happens, I want to fix that I broke without actually working on the behaviors. Feel in the moment is what ends up coming out, and then when it happens, I want to fix what I broke. Wait, let me think. Oh, so you're saying that sometimes you might say A and then you say B because you want to fix it. I see. And that's a bad habit that you want to change, and you do it. Why? Because you're someone who, when you think of something, you immediately say that one thing, even though later on you might backtrack on it, backpedal on it. How can you change that sort of habit? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that one because I am someone who's kind of like that as well, but it's not usually emotionally charged. I think it's more like sometimes I think of a certain thing and I decide on it, but then like 5 minutes later, after thinking on it a little bit more, I decide to want to change it. That's how I can relate at least. So I don't know if I can have personal experience or the right knowledge to actually give a proper advice on that, unfortunately. I used to hate going to work to the point where I dreamed of getting in an accident just so I wouldn't have to go to the office. Damn, that's crazy. Then I started changing how I think about the workplace. And over time I actually liked. Yo, actually, yeah, nah, that's legit advice. Have you guys noticed that sometimes with certain chores, okay, maybe this is an advice I could talk about right now. I wanted to make a video about it as well, but I haven't jotted it down. But as of recently, I've been observing myself, like getting through chores and certain things that I don't like much easier by rationalizing it. So when I think that something is like a bitch to do or mendokusai or oh my god, it's so bothersome, the more that I kind of bitch about it, wait, we've talked about this before. The more that I bitch about it, the more that I hate it. But once I learn to bitch about it less and rationalize it, where it's like, come on, technically it's 5 minutes. It's not that bad. Like you fucking spend longer times doom scrolling. Once I rationalize it like that, things become easier for me to do. Not because of motivation or willpower. I think it's purely just because with whatever neutral willpower I have, it becomes easier for me to do because once I rationalize it, I bring it down. I bring the difficulty, I bring the negative feelings that's attached to that task that I'm supposed to do down. Does that make sense? To the point that it becomes much more achievable and easy for me to do with my current neutral level of willpower. Shit, am I making sense? Yeah. So if you find something hard to do, one thing I do is I logically try to convince myself to bitch about it less, and then I rationalize it. Mostly it's because the way I rationalize it is doom scrolling. That's how I do it. Like if I want to do dishes but I can't be fucked, and then I realize that, you know what, it takes like less than 5 minutes. It's not that fucking bad. Skill issue, man. That sort of shit. So, and then it becomes easier for me to do. So, yeah, that's what I do. But I think it only works with certain things. I think if something is a little bit more complex or much of a bigger task, I don't think that can work. Do everything without thinking. I wish we could do that. I think don't we all wish that we could just do everything without thinking and do everything without feeling? Unfortunately, that's not what happens in our day-to-day, right? We feel things and we think about things and we bitch in our brain. Power comes in response to a need, not a desire. Power comes in response to a need, not a desire. It's kind of like splitting the workload into smaller pieces, but it's how you understand and rationalize the action. Yeah. If I may ask about delayed gratification, do you ever feel like finishing big thing is not nearly as satisfying as you expected? Like I always notice it when retrospect about big things I've done, I don't even remember how much other than just relieve that it's over. It is, yeah. But also I'm someone who tends to do a big chunk of work like in one go. And it's more satisfying like that for me. Oh, maybe that's one of the reasons why I hate splitting up my tasks, actually. Like for bigger projects, I actually hate splitting up my tasks. If I have the option to kind of just tank it in one go, I would do that because finishing it feels good. Maybe that's why I do that. Yeah. I have the same feeling. Yeah, I think I can say I have the same feeling. But honestly, I don't think it's something that you can't change. You know what I mean? I don't know what the psychology behind it is, but I would like to believe that if you feel like you don't feel rewarded enough when you finish a big task, maybe maybe once you do it in a certain different way and do it enough, maybe you can reframe your brain to kind of change the way you think about that or feel about that. This is my hypothetical, by the way. It's not proven by anything. But I do believe that you can reframe the brain, though, and the way you think about things. I don't know if you can reframe like your reward system in your brain, though. Hi there, mighty wizard. Welcome to the deep blue. Don't bitch to everyone around you. I mean, no, we bitch. I bitch to people around me every once in a while. But I think for me, I've come to realize that the more you bitch, the worse it is usually for you. So I limit my bitching. I bitch maybe once and that's it. I recently also heard about state and action thinking. When you think, you usually end up pondering more about how you feel when the action is done. State and action thinking. When you think, you usually end up pondering more about how you feel when the action is done. So you kind of force yourself to kind of retrospect on it. Oh, actually, there's something I used to do at the workplace, right? If you guys follow the Scrum mechanic, the Scrum, what do you call it? Scrum, Agile workflow? Agile Scrum framework. That's what it is. Agile Scrum framework, okay? It's like a framework that people usually do in mostly tech companies, I believe. But I really like it because every time you finish a big project, what I've learned how to kind of feel more rewarded from it because of this framework that we do at work. It's that once you finish a project and once it's done, there's always like a regular retrospection session. Meaning once you're done with the sprint, okay, where do I start? So the Agile Scrum framework is basically the idea that you should do things in sprints. Sprints meaning it can differ from like team to team. But I think my sprint back then was like per 2 weeks. So you have at the start of the sprint, before the sprint, or the allocated sprint time, you kind of decide on what you want to do for that sprint or what you want to achieve. And then basically at the end of the sprint, you cut it off and then you deliver it. And then you have, after the sprint, you have this retrospection session. Retrospection, where you kind of just all gather together and you kind of just ask about, okay, how do you think it went? How could it have been done better? And were there some hurdles that you encountered, that sort of thing. So me experiencing the Scrum Agile framework like that made me realize that, hey, maybe this retrospection thing can be done to our day-to-day as well. It's good to kind of just have a moment where you kind of just be more mindful about yourself and retrospect, like what you've done for the day, what you've achieved every once in a while. Because if not, how are we supposed to remember the things that we've made progress on or the things that we've achieved? That's one of the reasons I assume why journaling can be good as well. And yeah, so definitely, who was it that mentioned it? But definitely, I reckon if you want to feel more from completing a task, having a retrospection session can definitely help. Or like a session where you basically just be more mindful of the things that you've done. It can definitely ground you and be like, okay, I achieved this within this amount of time, which is kind of crazy, and I think it's great. That sort of shit. And it can bring more of those sort of feelings, that sort of reward feeling back. Corporate onboarding again? Oh, that's how you know that we have like a decently old demographic here at the Deep Blue, because when I say Scrum or Agile, it seems like a good chunk of you guys know what that is. You split the work time into smaller chunks and you inspect each one when it's done. Yeah, I guess you could have that as a takeaway. But yeah, I think the retrospection is the important part of it, because I also feel that way. Like I just do things and when I finish it, that's it. And then I might forget it the next day. which is also, oh, that is actually, if I think about it, that's also a bad habit that I have. I feel like I'm that way. I don't really reward myself. Or when someone asks, okay, what's a cool thing you did for the week? I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot all of it. I'm that kind of person. I should probably change that. That's one of the reasons why I use project management systems for myself. Not that crazy, of course, but like I actually document the things that I have planned for the week or the day so that I can actually see the stuff that I got done for the week. So I can go back to it. I can kind of build a table for it and be like, oh, look at all the cool shit that I got done this week, you know? Do you work in IT? Not particularly, no. But I did used to work in the tech industry. I wouldn't say ITs particularly, but tech industry, yes. When you get retrospective, remember to tell yourself you did a good job. When you get your stuff done, positive self-talk is important. Oh, it is. As much as you think that eat, pray, love is bullshit, just as how when you stop bitching about a certain chore, it suddenly becomes easier to do. And it's not too bad. Same thing with like hyping yourself up. When you say good things about yourself, then you will also feel better. But like, remember, not too much, okay? Don't become like an ego adult crazy ass motherfucker on a high horse, okay? I mean, stay grounded. Even if you kind of pump yourself up and hype yourself and say all the good things about yourself, remember to be humble. Yeah, an egomaniac. Or isn't there a particular word for it? No, that's megalomaniac. That's a different thing. Megalovania. That's straight out of Undertale. Yes, that is Kurt talking about self-love. Kurt being very wholesome indeed. Anyway, I mean, life is complex like that. That's why I can talk so much about life, even though I worry every once in a while that I might run out of things to talk about. Surprisingly, I have not had that happen to me. Every time I think I'm about to run out of things to talk about here at the Deep Blue, it never really happens. That just shows how much there is to talk about life, I reckon. Which is why it's very understandable that it's like a little bit too tough to kind of tackle life by yourself. Which is why like having a professional or someone to talk to, like a therapist or a psychologist, can help a lot. They can help you like unpack these sort of things and ask the right questions to kind of go towards the right direction. So yeah, guys, get the help that you need if you can. Don't just listen to a fucking anime girl on the internet. Just because I like talking about this stuff doesn't mean I'm a fucking expert on it. I don't know. I don't get how anyone can keep being egomaniac if they do enough things in life, because they're bound to fail enough times to make them question their own ego. You'd be surprised. There are people with like certain, I believe, mental attributes, mental stuff, I'm just gonna say, because I don't know what section it falls into. Like narcissistic disorder is one of them. If you know someone who has like high levels of narcissism, I guess you can kind of know what that's like. Yeah, so those people don't really, you'd think you'd get humbled by your environment and then you'd fall enough times to kind of get humbled. But with those people, I don't think that happens. This is speaking from personal experience. That's why I can talk about it. Second, no, please don't consider me as therapy at all, man. No. You can't consider me as therapy or anything like that. Anything remotely to that. If anything, you can just consider me as someone who's interested in certain ways of living life, neuroscience, neuropsychology, and I just yap about it. That's it. That's as much as it goes, man. The shit that I talk about, I feel like there needs to be a constant disclaimer that I'm not a fucking professional about it. Sometimes I read about it and then I share it to you guys. And yeah, that's it. That's it. When enough people with NPD through work, they're lost cause, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know like a few NPDs, I think. Yeah. No, at least like one. At least one. And you know, that's how else do you think I learn about, okay, people who won't listen will not listen. How else do you think I know about these sort of things, right? That's why, yeah, stop thinking so much about other people. Worry about other people's business less. Work on yourself. You can live a more fulfilled life when you work on, or when you pay attention to things that are more within your control. Yeah, it's nicer. Like if you start thinking about the universe and how, like, you know, there's like, the gravity is crazy out there, and what happens if the earth one day loses all gravity, and then we start like fucking floating into space and we get killed by the space pressure and shit, and we freeze to death, and then, you know, nothing of us is left, and we'll forever be drifting in hollow space later. If that happens, we think about these sort of things that are out of our control, we're gonna go mad. So just think about the things that are within our control, and mostly that's mostly the stuff that we can do, right? Such as, you know, retrospecting on the things that we've achieved, or the things that we work on, or our habits and everything like that. I think that's a good starting point. I'll drink to that. Sorry, I hit the mic again. Dr. Noira? No, I wish. Nah. I don't think I would ever pursue an actual degree in these sort of things. I don't think so. Would I? Maybe. But I'm not really good with academics. I have shitty ass discipline. You think I could write a fucking journal and stuff? Academic records and everything? I don't think I would have the discipline to be able to do that. I'd rather write video essays, and even that is kind of hard for me. Even I have like a... Man, I really need to figure out my procrastination stuff. Like, and figuring out like how I could do certain things better and easier. Yeah. Might be fun at first, but you'd probably get burnt out eventually. Yeah, I don't like the idea of reading up on like too much stuff. I like talking about stuff. I don't like reading like a lot of research and books. I prefer not to. I mean, I can. That's what I do for like the video essays that I make, or like when I'm trying to make a certain point and trying to look up references for it. But I don't think I could do it like incessantly, you know. And that's why I have like a huge respect for people who are PhDs or are academics, because holy fuck, that's a lot of reading. And yeah, so the most that I could do is talk to these PhD people, these people who have crazy ass academic degrees, and be a fucking court jester and entertain them by asking them simple ass questions and hypotheticals that I make up. Thank you, Ajax, for the compliment. I'm glad you like my model. Yapping about stuff is so much more fun because you get different viewpoints and it helps digest the thing you are talking about. Yeah. I think so, yeah. And plus, I think it's... I don't know, there's something fun about... I particularly like it in person. I don't particularly like it like when it's done via text. But then again, this is coming from me who doesn't really have... I feel pretty detached to stuff when it's via text and not face-to-face. Let's put it that way. So I really love in-person discussions. I think they're very fun. So maybe I also enjoy like the human aspect of it. I don't know. Appreciation? What are you saying? I don't give appreciation towards smart people or people in academics? That's a wild thing to say. That's crazy. Of course I do. I can't imagine the discipline that can get you to such a high level of academics. I could never. I know my limits. You know how sometimes you just know that, sure, some of your habits or some parts of yourselves are like kind of shit, but you know that changing it is too much effort. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I know my limits, man. I know my limits. Sapioromantic. What's a sapioromantic? Let me Google that. What's a sapioromantic? Does that mean being in love with Homo sapiens? The opposite of furries. Describes a romantic preference in which a person experiences a greater level of romantic attraction towards intelligence as opposed to any other quality or feature. I don't think that's it. I mean, sure, I mean, I find it very attractive, like intelligence and everything like that, but I think rather than intelligence, I appreciate honesty and genuine stuff. Like, I like it when people share their genuine thought processes or opinions and their honest opinions about things, because I feel like it gives me a perspective of how they think and how they are as a person. Like, when I ask someone about an opinion, I think I like it when they say what they feel and what they think about it, even though it's imperfect. Yeah. But it's a different story when they start pushing it. That's a different story. Because when you start pushing a certain opinion, it has to be correct, right? That's a different thing. But like, I like hearing people's opinions and people's POVs. Wouldn't honesty and genuine thought processes count as emotional intelligence? Yeah, but would you consider emotional intelligence as intelligence? It has a different term because I think it is not considered as intelligence. I think it's considered as a separate thing, which is, I don't know, I feel like it should be considered as one thing, because I feel like someone's intelligence can be very much hindered if they don't have the right amount of emotional intelligence. Meaning, for example, you could be fucking smart, but you could be just a pompous bitch because you have like shitty ass emotional intelligence and your performance is equal to a dumb fuck. Sorry, I don't know why my choice of words were like that, but you know what I mean? I feel like intelligence and emotional intelligence would go hand in hand, though I have not looked up anything about that. But I can imagine like when you can express your intelligence in a better way, that can definitely help. You found an acceptable answer for your influencer content creator question, Noira? Have I? I have, yeah, I guess. Influencer for context. Wait, let me fix up my tracking a little bit before that. For context, like a while back, I asked via Twitter and on stream, like what the difference between an influencer is and a content creator. And I think that, first of all, technically it doesn't matter. But I also think, I agree with most people's opinions that influencer is mostly, you can influence people, and most influencers influence people for commercial things, for the sake of a commercial agenda. You know, influencers are people who get famous, like micro celebrities, and then they end up like pushing a certain commercialization. That is what influencers are. But I do think there are some influencers who don't do that, but they just happen to do it because they can. So influencers, I think, as much as you guys say that influencers are people who get famous to push a product, I don't think it's that. I think it's more like people who just became famous, but not as famous as celebrities. So more like micro celebrities. I think that's what influencers are. And they can influence people's opinions. And they just happen to use that influencing power to push products so they can get money. I do think that you can still consider a person who's famous but doesn't really get money from it to still be an influencer. Would that be, is that valid or is that not? Would that just be a celebrity? Huh. I mean, at its core, I think influencers are just people who can influence others, right? Like have a decent power in influencing others. So it's not that much different from celebrities. I feel like at least in its purest, like face value definition of the word. We have book smarts, street smarts, why not field smarts or something? I mean, yeah, I know, right? Intelligence is sexy, but it got to be tempered with a good personality too. Definitely. Intelligence without wisdom is arrogance, whether it's emotional or not. Whether it's emotional or not. Yeah, wisdom is also a different thing. I just think that intelligence, emotional intelligence, that all of that should be in one thing. You know, it should just be all under the umbrella of intelligence in general. I mean, don't celebrities influence other people with product endorsements and such? Exactly, that's what I'm saying, right? That's why I'm kind of thinking that influencer is more so like someone who is just a micro celebrity. Or they got famous for nothing in particular. Because I feel like celebrities got famous from from media, right? So influencers might be famous not particularly from media, like not from acting or being a singer or something like that. So maybe they got famous from other ways, such as, I don't know, maybe their porn got leaked, or I'm sorry, I don't know why that was like the first example I thought of. Or maybe they're fashionable on social media. Maybe that is the major difference between like a celebrity and an influencer. They get famous from like ways that celebrities don't usually get famous from. I think it's a goal if you want to try to influence or not. I mean, wouldn't you still call like people who have like a massive following but just like post outfit of the day without getting sponsorships and everything? They're still influencers, right? I don't think you'd call them a celebrity. Also, celebrities have influence, but an influencer by its name kind of acts to push an opinion. Not that it is wrong or anything, but like, I think there are influencers who also just don't push an opinion. I'm not saying that most influencers don't, but like, I think that you can be an influencer even if you don't push an opinion. Like, you can be famous and just be famous because, well, it is what it is, you know? Another thing is creativity. You might be super fast in processing things and coming to correct conclusions, but you might not be able to innovate at all. Oh, that's a different thing, right? I think creativity is a different topic altogether as well. Creativity is definitely something that's different from intelligence, because creativity is being able to take all the information that you have and come up with a fresh idea. Intelligence is, I think, being able to have like all this information in your head and come up with a solution, not particularly fresh, but just easily come up with a solution. So I guess it's more so the quality or how fresh that solution is that differentiates between intelligence and creativity. For example, I don't think I'm smart, right? I don't think I'm intelligent. But I think I have the ability to read a bunch of things and experience a bunch of things in life to be able to put 2 and 3 together, you know? I think rather than intelligence, I have a better ability of like putting things together and making sense out of it. Which is also the reason why I've gotten away with a lot of things in life. Yeah, so I don't think I'm particularly intelligent. Celebs are popular for entertaining, while influencers are popular for influencing. Anyway, enough with the influencer content creator talk. I feel like there's only so much we can talk about it. Yeah. So, it is what it is. I don't think it matters anyway, right? Influencer or content creator or whatever. We use you as an example. You have a following, but you don't really push an agenda besides like good vibes and yaps. Oh my god, that's so sweet of you. So I would call you. Should I start like getting sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends? Would that change me into an influencer instead? Raid Shadow Legends, or maybe I should start like advertising AFK Arena. Call you content creator because you value the videos you put out. Yeah, thank you, Kurt. Thank you. It's technically all jobs that I don't get paid for. Wait, what are you talking about? I missed the context here. Also, let me drink some more water, actually. I think I need to drink some more alkaline water to kind of balance out the acid. At least that's how it works in my head. Can someone fact check for me? If you drink alcohol and you get acid reflux, if you drink alcohol with alkaline water and then top it off with alkaline water, can it reduce your acid levels from acid reflux? Can someone just quickly fact check that for me? I'm curious. Being a celeb and influencer is something I don't get paid for. Even a good therapist ain't gonna get much done if they don't work well with a client. Definitely. If you promote Raid Shadow Legends, then I want you in the game, and yes, I will download it. No, that's crazy. That's so crazy. You guys would download a game for me. That's wild. I don't know if I'll ever get to the size where I will get sponsors and stuff like that. I've stopped hoping, I'm not gonna lie. I've stopped hoping that I would grow to a large enough size just because of, I think, how I know what my limitations are. Like, I don't stream as much, and I think the things that I talk about as a VTuber is rather niche. So I've kind of just accepted the fact that, okay, we'll probably grow, but it's never going to grow like crazy, and that's okay. As long as I get good conversations and good vibes by you guys, with you guys here at the Deep Blue with Tidelings, I think that's enough. Yeah. I've accepted that fact a while back, I think, a long time ago. Which is I think why it has staved me off of burnout. Because you know how usually when you see content creators, not just VTubers, like all content creators, when they have like stagnant growth, they usually like say a lot about it. I think I've come to the point that I've just made peace with it. You guys would download a game for me? You guys are crazy. Clash of Clans download for free. If you get put in a game, I will download it for sure. We'll see. We'll see. We downloaded Ragnarok Online though, and it's still hard to believe. I can't believe you guys downloaded Ragnarok Online. We have like what, like 12 people now in Ragnarok Online? Growing the channel with playing Ragnarok on stream. I doubt that's possible. I don't know. I'm even thinking of like next week. Do I stream Ragnarok or do I stream .hackU? I really want to become an assassin on stream. Maybe I'll stream Ragnarok again next week. Hello, Golis. How are you? What's Dahlia? Did you just make up a last name for me? I downloaded Uma because of you. I know some people also, I mean, you guys have seen me play some games, and I know some of you guys have downloaded it. But like, I think me being in a game is a different story. Like, for example, if I was in, what's a freaking obscure mobile game, maybe like Honor of Kings. Okay, Honor of Kings is kind of popular, but like if I was in Honor of Kings, there's like a skin of me, would you guys download it? Because I don't think so. I press X to doubt. I don't think you guys would commit that much, man. Constant rush for some meta for content would be tiring. Hack is awesome. I know! .hack is awesome. I can't wait to get back to it, honestly. Want to become an assassin on stream is a wild thing to say. we need to add that to your quotes. No, why would you add that to my quotes? Do you find any Hades? Yeah, of course. Nyx, right? My favorite character actually in Hades. Nyx is so hot. I'd totally buy a skin based on Noira. No, that's crazy. Why would you do that? No. Are streamers being exposed for view botting and blaming not growing fast enough because of it? Would that be a consideration? Consideration for what? I feel like, I mean, as much as I do think that there are streamers out there view botting, I also think that it's one of those things that are like not my concern because there's not really anything I can do about it. I'm not gonna waste energy on stuff I have zero control of. It's the same as like if I see some of my friends growing more than me, like maybe they go viral and they suddenly have 1,000 viewers, I'm not gonna get mad of that. I might get a pang of jealousy. I might have some feelings like that sprout up because it's natural, but I'm not gonna act on it, or I'm not gonna let me let that jealousy or whatever feeling that is have a piece of my mind or waste energy on it because it doesn't make sense. Because it literally has nothing to do with me. To be fair though, me being able to do this nowadays is like, I think years of work and convincing myself that I can convince myself to act a certain way even if I feel a certain way. But yeah, that's generally how I am. They announced they're making a new dot hack. Yeah, dot hack 0, right? I get paid tomorrow. Noira skin, we're in what game? Not yet, unfortunately, no. You don't have a Noira skin anyway just yet. Although I do think I would look fire as an Ahri skin in League of Legends. I mean, our fit is kind of similar now that I think about it, don't you think? I need to join your guild on Ragnarok. Come catch me when I'm online, Andy. I usually say when I'm online on Discord. Or you can find me when I'm streaming Ragnarok. So you can join in. As a playable character. You know, one of my wishes is that maybe one day we can make a game of the Deep Blue. A game with me. Maybe a dating sim, I don't know. Or maybe like something like Dave the Diver. I don't know, something that'll be... I think it'd be fun to maybe eventually, if I have the means to, I want to make a game. Just a cute game. Or something like, I don't know, roguelike. Something like that. One day, guys. One day. It is called being mature. It is also called having a fully developed prefrontal cortex, I believe. Did you know... I've repeated these facts a few times by now. Did you know that the human prefrontal cortex fully develops at the age of 25? So after 25, if you start processing things and navigating life a little bit differently, you know why. It's because suddenly the prefrontal cortex of your brain is fully developed and you have like an enlightenment moment where it's like, oh shit, why is it easier to do this nowadays? Why are my feelings not as crazy anymore? You mellow out basically after 25. Hearing Noira talk about jealousy is now making me wonder about something that honestly terrifies me. Yandere Noira. Well, that's... I don't know, is that something you guys will eventually see? Probably not, but that's stuff for your fantasy, whatever that is. What kind of game would it be? I'm very interested. I actually had an idea that I wanted to make like a Dave the Diver game, but for the Deep Blue, where in the morning, I go out, or you can have playable characters or titlings go out and hunt for junk stuff that we can sell at the junk shop of the Deep Blue, and then like in the hour or in the afternoon, the Deep Blue is just around as a bar. So it's kind of similar to the Dave the Diver vibes. It's just a random idea I had floating around that I was thinking that maybe one day I could talk to a game dev or a game designer and see if I can make this happen. That's an idea I had. I just put you on a billboard for an advertisement for sea tourism. No, don't put me as an advertisement for sea tourism. How disappointed are people gonna be once they realize they go out to sea and they don't see me? They're gonna be so disappointed. Would I be in the game if it was a dating sim? No! Why would you think you'd be in the game if it was a dating sim? Why would any of you guys think you guys would be in the game if it was a dating sim? I don't know what the game would look like if it was a dating sim though. Yeah, I don't know. That's us for one day to find out if we ever eventually reach that size. Geekson, thank you for the sub over on YouTube side. You got enough forms now. You could be in a Pokemon type game. I don't have enough forms. I only have like 3. I have me as a blob and then me in a can and then there's me. Like full Sea Fox mode. That's not enough. I could be an evolution. Oh wait, I get what you mean. You mean like I could be an evolution? Start as your blob form? You know what I could make? I could make like a Tamagotchi but Noira. Instead, where I start off as like an egg and then I turn into a blob and then full-fledged waifu. Will Noira play Chaos Zero Nightmare? No, I don't think so. I've been having much less time gaming lately. Like much less time gaming for myself. Nowadays, I don't really get much solo gaming time. If anything, whenever I game, it's with friends. So offline, so I don't really have much time to commit to gaming stuff anymore. At least right now. I will say World of Horror is a good start. You get Nico to do a bunch of 2-bit pixel art, slap a voice line and we're done. I don't know what that is. So I don't know what context that is. That'd be wonderful. My studio worked on a few similar stuff because I work on pixel art too. Yeah. And I think like, or I did also have this other idea where I think it'd be cute to kind of have me as an idle game, or like, you know, those kind of Steam games that have been trending nowadays where you kind of just have this pop-up kind of on your desktop as you work. I think there's a similar, I don't remember what the game's name is called, but you basically manage a cafe that's in the corner of your desktop that you only need to check every once in a while, like an idle game. So I think that'd be nice. It'll help you be productive with stuff that you hate doing, because every once in a while you get to distract yourself with that little idle desktop thing. Yeah. I don't remember what that game is called though. Idle game, is it? Yeah. I think an idle game would be super cute as well. An idle game where you, I don't know, serve drinks and talk about life. I don't know. I haven't really given it much thought. We would be a little sore following you that talks random facts. That'd be cute. It's leaning towards Digimon-esque evolution. You're right. It's like me and Renamon, you know what I'm saying? It's like you start from a tiny blob Digimon and then you turn into a beautiful Kaguya-mon or Anjiwomon looking Digimon. Noira's transformation process fits more like Digimon over Pokemon. Yeah, but also we have God of War in Pokemon. Would minigame be mixing drink or conversation choices? Oh, conversation choices would be cute. But I think mechanically, like technically, it'd be easier to implement like mixing drinks. It feels like there's much less variables to it. Noiramon or Renamon variant? Oh, I'd be too good as a Renamon variant. Maybe if you dump Renamon into the sea or waterboard a Renamon, it'll turn into me, Noiramon. We can tell Noira likes foxes. Obviously, why else would I be a sea fox if not? Yeah. So maybe if you have a Renamon at home, if you have a Renamon at home, maybe try waterboarding them over at your nearest beach or sea where there's seawater, and maybe it'll turn into a Noiramon. Will Noira play Woo-Wah? Dude, there's a Cyberpunk collab with Woo-Wah? What the fuck? This is my first time hearing about it. Something like Valhalla? Oh, that'd be nice, eh? But that means it has to be more of like a visual novel with a linear progression sort of shit. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Valhalla, coffee talk, that sort of vibe I think would be perfect. But also it would be much more effort. But maybe one day, who knows? Who knows? I don't know how much these kind of games cost. I'm assuming they're in like the, I don't know, at least like 100k? Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. Hold on, let me think. Okay, maybe at least I'm thinking 50k to 80k. You can make a game. Am I correct? Assuming you outsource all the efforts, the game design, the development, and the project management, everything to like an external studio. It's kind of around that, I guess. And the art and everything like that. There goes the next clip. What do you mean? Toss an excess waterstone to the Renamon. It'll be Noira. Nah, that'll be infringing copyright mythos. Do you want Digimon and Pokemon to fight each other? Konami against Nintendo? Shit, bro. Lucy and Rebecca? Maybe. I'll think about it. Though I don't know if I have the means to play another gacha game. I didn't even end up playing Arknight's Enfield. Even though I did want to give it a shot, but I think my gacha game days are really over. You can make it for free if chat makes it. I don't think chat has like enough time in the day to make such things. I don't think so. Do we even have like game designers and game devs here at the Deep Blue? And I mean, I know we have artists. Can make a game with 50 CAD and a lot of coffee. I mean, and a lot of time. Don't forget that time is a currency, man. It is a currency. Can you vibe code games? What are games coded on? Like, I don't know anything about games. For example, when we're talking about like apps and everything, you use like coding languages like Python, Ruby, shit like that, right? Is it the same thing with games? Do you guys, or is there like a specific, oh, C++ and C#? Really? So you guys don't use like Python and shit? You guys only use those specific languages for gaming? Or is it, are you saying that that's what you're proficient with? Python is too slow. Interesting. Interesting. Or Python. The most common engines are Unity and Unreal, and Godot is also on the rise. Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of games with Godot nowadays. Unity and Claude. Unless you do something very simple or turn-based. I think if it's a visual novel, then technically Python can be an option then, hey? I don't know, are other languages are considered, such as PHP? Is that a thing? JavaScript? Oh, so the language, of course, is dependent on the platform that you decide, the engine that you decide to go with. I see. Isn't PHP a server language? I don't know, man. I have just worked with programmers. I don't particularly do the programming, so my knowledge on... I just know how to logic my way into programming stuff. Like, I don't know how to actually execute and implement such things. So my knowledge on these sort of things are very limited. And I just happen to also hang out with like a decent amount of programmers. With your first game in Unity, do you use depends on the style of game you're making. Godot isn't web fishing Godot? There is also Game Maker, but if you are a sicko, you can also build your own engine. That is crazy. Nah, I think building your own engine will cost sanity. I believe there were a few games out there that built their own engine, right? Didn't Cyberpunk build their own engine or something? Am I mistaken? Red Dead Redemption? Oh, talking about Red Dead Redemption, we should probably play that game, hey? I've been hearing so many good things about it. We should probably play it. That, and also we should get back to Kingdom Come Deliverance as well. You could 100% vibe code a simple visual novel, then let writers fill in the content. Ah, I see. I see. Maybe one day. One day. Damn, if I wrote a visual novel, what visual novel would it be about? I don't know. If we had a visual novel, what would that be about? It depends really what kind of game you're making. CD Projekt Red made their own engine. Oh, I wonder what a game about the Deep Blue would be like if it was in the style of Disco Elysium. I wouldn't know. I haven't played Disco Elysium. I know I have downloaded it and bought it, but like I haven't played it. I built my own TRPG and overworld engine using RenP as a base. Is RenP? What is RenP? I don't even know what RenP is. Hold on, my model is twitching a little bit. Tutumate. Would a visual novel of me just be you guys trying to riz me? Like a Noira dating sim? That'd get old pretty quick. It's like that Colonel, is that how you guys say it? Colonel? Colonel Sanders KFC dating game shit. Both Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 are both life experience. I have heard Adder World on TikTok. And that's why I'm considering maybe we should play that eventually. What kind of stories do you like the most? Shit, I don't know. What? Horror thriller? Murder mystery? Like Gone Girl. Oh my god, I love Gone Girl. Gone Girl is a good book. Would it have to be in a Noira themed visual novel? You can describe your requirement and guide AI. You should be able to vibe code. Now, I'm pretty sure I can vibe code. It's just that I don't have the time to do that. I've been pretty occupied with work and day to day. I don't know if I can add another project on the side. Either that or skill issues, who knows. Hi there, Takano Kyohei. A deep blue card game would be cool. That would be cool, hey. That would be cool. That'd be super cute. Chat Riz is Noira, chat I'm in. Wow, me rizzing you guys? Wait, I riz the MC? Shouldn't it be the other way around if it's like a visual novel? Like, then what are you guys gonna play? Thank you. I'm glad you find my model striking, engineer. Something Valhalla like for a Noira theme VN. Yeah, if we can find an author, perhaps we can make that happen. Maybe we can fund that project on Throne or something. That'd be super cute. That'd be super cute. And it'd be very wholesome if it comes out with like, I don't know. I don't know. I've never done game design. I don't know about these things, and I'm not really that much of a creative writer either, so I have nothing off the top of my head. Maybe if you guys start writing fanfics, I'll start getting ideas. Have a good one, Sleeceless. Thanks for dropping by. And yeah, Valhalla or Coffee Talk sort of vibe I think is perfect. Have you played any of the Persona games? No, I have not. Otherworld, unfortunately. I have not. I've tried like a little bit of Persona 3, but because I played like, I don't know, I think I only played like 3 hours of it. I haven't revisited it. Go for the Noira route, shower her with whiskey, cigarettes, and me bloody son Huey. What? You're gonna sacrifice your one and only son to me? Put it on the altar and all, you know, fucking just and prepare like blood of the first lamb for it as well, just kind of on the side, you know, and light up some fucking candles. Is that what you're gonna do? How about raising up Noira or fellow Tidleys? Mayhaps. Your model is very beautiful. Thank you, Adderworld. Thank you. There's a million things to keep in mind while developing it. It never stops. I know. But if we're talking about a visual novel, you guys have to... I might have to catch on to like a novel idea first. So maybe if you guys can kindly start out... Oh, should that be our next Reddit discussion? Okay. I'll put it on Reddit, okay? And then you guys can chuck it in. What's a good story for a Noira visual novel? Or what's a good theme for a Noira visual novel? I think that'd be super cute, hey? Maybe. If one day we have enough funds, we can make that. It's okay, the world can make more sense. That's crazy, Tone Take. Ixon did mention something about a deal he made with someone about giving up his firstborn. Now I know why. So it's for me. Any Noira game is gonna have a hidden cult mini game though, right? No, why would we have a hidden cult mini game if we're not a cult? That doesn't make sense, right? That doesn't make sense. Why would we do that? College theme Noira the musical. Thank you for that input. What input, Utopia? Wait, did I say? I didn't even give any life advices. We're just like talking shit about like making a Noira game. College themed? Damn, college themed. But yeah, okay. Prepare your ideas. I'll make a Reddit post. Maybe later after stream. And then you guys can post your ideas on Reddit, okay? By the way, did you guys even know that I have a subreddit? For you guys who don't know, I do have a subreddit. It's at r/Noira. So follow that shit if you haven't. And I also have a Discord. If you're not on Discord yet, then you're missing out on stuff. So come over to Discord. Kind of assume you're the one who wants his firstborn. Not me! He willingly gave his firstborn to me. Like, what am I supposed to do if someone like willingly sacrifices their firstborn to me? Like what do I do? What about the guy? I don't know. What am I supposed to do? What is that? What if I fucking walk into a room and there's a firstborn on a fucking altar? What do I do? With your name, I'm already thinking of noir genre, like Femme Fatale. Oh, that'd be hot, wouldn't it? Femme Fatale with murder mystery sort of vibes. Oh, that would be hot. That would be. And I have like a fedora hat. Or like a Peaky Blinders hat. And a coat, like a big ass overcoat. And it's always like raining in Gotham. I think that'd be amazing. Surely it's gonna be in New Fortune City. Meeting a crow that we accidentally bumped and invited us to the deep blue before disappearing in the shadows and greeted by a mysterious and wise sea fox pouring whiskey. And then where does it go? Where does the story go? Where is him high in the sky like Simba and Lion King? Say I offer you my firstborn. I don't know. What do you fucking expect me to do with a firstborn? Like, I don't even understand why gods would want firstborns. Why? What would you have to do with a dead firstborn? It's just trying to make people's life difficult for no fucking reason. Yeah, gods do be weird like that. I don't understand. Like they be asking for like the weirdest ass fucking sacrifices and requirements when honestly I'm a quality of life sort of bitch, right? So I'm a quality of life girly. So if I were to ask for rituals with certain requirements and you need to fetch certain things and kind of sacrifice certain things, I'll make it easy. Like bring in a piece of poultry from the supermarket and I don't know, pour me a glass of black coffee and maybe also a shot of whiskey. That'll probably be it. To be fair, typically gods don't. That's a Rumpelstiltskin thing. What's a Rumpelstiltskin? I would think I know my gods. Rumpelstiltskin. It's a movie character. Rumpelstiltskin is a German fairy tale collected by the Brothers Grimm in 1812 edition of Children's and Household Tales. The story is about an imp who spins straw into gold in exchange for a woman's firstborn child. Oh, that's as materialistic as it fucking gets. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Damn, that guy's evil. Like, I mean, honestly, what are you supposed to do with a fucking dead firstborn? Like, it doesn't make sense. Green tea, fox, soda, alcohol. Say that a crow told you to visit the deep blue. I see. Okay, maybe you're onto something. Maybe you're onto something, Ikuzen. Zeus did turn into a swan for one woman. Yeah, it's just how Loki turned into a fucking... Was it an elk? It was some sort of four-legged thing to kind of... bonk something. Have sex with something. I don't remember what. Send the child to a monk temple high in snowy mountain and learn the traditional ways. Yeah, isn't that like better? I mean, no, if we're talking about like sacrificing a firstborn, they dead, right? So you can't send them to become Avatar the Last Airbender. You can't do that. Alright, a horse, and then Sleipnir came to grace us in this mortal world. You're correct. Right, Sleipnir. Correct. Anyway, we wouldn't have anything like that, like sacrifices and everything like that. We wouldn't have any of that because obviously we're not a cult, so I don't know why we're talking about this in the first place. How about we D2 back into life talks? He said nothing about giving you a dead firstborn. Okay, but Ikuzen started it. Ikuzen started it, okay? To be fair. So the topic was there somewhere. So, yeah. Anything about life other than talking about gods and their weird sacrifice rituals. Wait, is Lady Loki not just a Marvel thing? Isn't Loki just Loki? Loki is just Loki, right? Lady Loki is a Marvel thing as I know it. Like a Marvel Rivals thing. I don't know. I don't know enough about my Marvels to be saying such things. I'm gonna drink some more water. I do think I need to keep the acid down, so I'll drink more of the alkaline water. Hold on. Let me move you guys over to the shrine. It's a Marvel's comic thing too. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to raise you. Think about it. Why? There's no point in attempting. If I was a god, wouldn't you guys think that gods would have a better chance of raising me than any of you mortals? That on top of the fact that I like fictional men, so it doesn't help. It's like a double whammy. Many know Loki as a trickster and Norse god. Loki is just Loki. He has taken many forms in the legends. Yeah, that's what I know of. I think I know more about Loki from the Norse mythology as well. And God of War. We're not actually sure what Rumpelstiltskin wanted the firstborn for. I didn't read the audio. Okay, I'm gonna ask Google that. Why did Rumpelstiltskin want babies? It is likely that his desire for a human child is meant to demonstrate the significant increase of his greed in the tale. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. If you're fucking greedy, then you would want something that you can use for, not a dead child. Some theories are founded in the belief that Rumpelstiltskin is a demonic creature, making pacts with mortals to obtain living creatures. Okay, I'm gonna... Loss. Oh! Rumpelstiltskin's fixation with children comes from the loss by virtue of fear of his son when he takes the Dark One's powers. Wait, is this a real thing or is this Dungeons and Dragons? I don't even know. And then there's another one that says that he wants a baby because its own skin is rumpled, aka deformed. A baby's skin is smooth. Using a spell, he can trade his ruined skin for the baby's. That's also another theory. The fuck, Akison? you wanna be like Loki? I'll fight any gods, even if it were a losing battle. Okay. You guys are thinking too much of me. No, surely there are better anime girls to go after, okay? Do not make me hold this burden of having to hold your adoration, man. Nah, bring it somewhere else, okay? There are other anime girls out there, okay? The world is a large and beautiful place with a lot of anime girls that you can simp over. So you can make me the one that you come over to. Wait, I need to sneeze. Yeah. Fuck. I can be the one that you guys regularly come to, but after all, I'm just the NPC on the side that you guys come over for drinks, and I'm not the main protagonist. There are a lot of anime girls who are more protagonists out there. Go for them, not me. I'm just that bartender lady who pours a drink or two and talks about life. Nothing much, really. It's a real story, but has a lot of different versions. Rumpelstiltskin? Make the miracle, make me prego. That's Ikazen. What if you ask for something? Why would I spoil you and do that thing for you, Ikazen? Why would you think I'd do that? The Dark One's power theory is a story from Once Upon a Time. Ah, I see. Thank you for the blesses. When we don't want any other anime girls, come on, there are great anime girls out there. This is coming from me, who's like, I think a while back I used to be like, look, if you have other Oshis out there, it's okay. I'm okay being your side Oshi. And today I'm like, no, go venture forth and find other anime people. It is okay. I give you my blessings. And this, Noira, is how you lose viewers. This is how you stop getting regulars, because you tell them to seek anime people elsewhere. Because you want to make the titlings believe that you are ancient. I don't! Why would I want people to believe I'm ancient? I think if it's just a fact, then I'll just live with it. And whether you guys believe it or not is your own problem, not mine. Yes, venture forth and collect as many Oshis as you can. There's a time and place for everything, though, so don't use a fucking bike indoors. Go, collect your Oshis. Okay, whilst we're on the topic, how many Oshis do you guys actually have? Can you actually consider them Oshis if there's more than one? Is Oshi just like a singular thing? No, I don't think it is. Anyway, how many Oshis do you guys have? It doesn't have to be a VTuber, by the way. Like, literally, how many content creators? That's a... How many content creators do you favor? I guess that. You have two? I think I know the other one. I know your other Oshi is Yumi, right, Mythos? And I know why. She has a beautiful voice. You have 3. I see like 6. That's a lot. How do you juggle your time in between your 6 Oshis? Kami Oshi is a term for your main Oshi, I think. Oh, right. To be that ass, just you. Nah, you're bluffing, mate. There's no way. Noira and another streamer. I see. 2, 2, 1. Yeah, I know Mythos' type already. I guess Kami Oshi is the one where it should be like one ultimate one. Around 5 or 6, I think, but most is from clips. Some of them are streams or videos on YouTube, and that's fair. I follow a lot of content creators, a number of VTubers, but I only really watch 3. Fair. I think, let's say, if you could pick between like the people or the stuff that you watch, which ones take a significant amount of your day-to-day time? So which ones do you commit most of your time to? Meaning it can be multiple. Like if you spend like 6 hours a week with me and like spend like maybe 5 hours a week elsewhere and like 3 hours a week elsewhere, but like you don't really watch much else outside of that. Maybe you spend like 30 minutes on like another person every once in a while. That doesn't count. So like the people that take huge chunks of hours within your days and you commit to, I guess. I usually don't watch other streamers, so on. Oh my god, am I like a lot of people's Kami Oshis? That's crazy. Watch 5-ish, but you are the only one I watch live because you are my Oshi. Ah, stop! You're so sweet. You guys are so sweet. Are you guys trying to get something from me? It's full, but there are 3 VTubers. Fair. I have morning Oshi and night Oshi. That's fair. That's fair. It makes sense to have like an Oshi for like the time of the day. Do you think... Okay, here's another question. Been following a VTuber for almost 5 years and that person gets all my support. Damn, 5 years is a long time. Mad props to that loyalty, dude. I literally watched a 20 video of one of my Oshis fishing. A 20 video? Wild. That's wild. You're asking what Kami Oshi is? That's the... Oh my god! Wait, I didn't expect that many. I didn't expect to be so many people's Kami Oshi. Especially considering the fact that I don't stream that often. So I'm surprised. Shit, what was the question I wanted to ask? Do you think someone has to be watching live streams to be a Kami Oshi? What do you guys reckon? For me, I don't think so. But that's also like coming from the fact that I don't really watch streams. I'm someone who watch like YouTube videos. So I watch like a lot of clips or like highlights, but I don't watch streams because usually stream times are kind of inconvenient for me. You probably didn't hear of her. You need to be part of the cult. No, there is no cult. If you hear things about a cult, it's not true. Don't listen to that wild person. Hi there, Dale Pickley. Welcome to the Deep Blue. VOD Gang checks out too. Stream is really great to be part of, but most of creators is just videos. So if we look like that, I spend most time here. Oh, that's fair. We're not a cult. Oh my god, bro! Don't scare the new people. Don't scare the new person who just got in and went in. I don't think they have to watch it live because people have jobs and other obligations. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I don't watch streams. I watch VODs mostly and clips and highlights. And I don't even know if I could say I have an Oshi when it comes to content creators, because it really, maybe my Oshi is Veritasium because I watch him so much. But that sounds ridiculous. I've been watching a lot of Tip to Tip, which is like Ludwig's and Michael Reeves' little travel journey. Would that make them my Oshi? I don't know. But as someone I watch pretty consistently is Veritasium and Howtown. Would I consider them as my Oshi then? I don't really. So when I do watch VTubers, it depends. Like, it depends on my mood. Like when I'm in the mood of it, I'm in for the mood of entertainment, then I seek sometimes VTuber entertainment, or like entertainment that's just haha funny. But most of the times the thing is I don't. Mostly I have a mood where I want to learn something new, and I usually go to Howtown and Veritasium. If I want something that's a little bit more vlog, I have a go-to, and that's Tatsuki. I actually watch Tatsuki a lot too, so maybe he is my Oshi. But like, these aren't VTubers. I thought joining a cult. No, you're not joining a cult. There's no cult. If you hear about a cult, there is no cult. There is no cult in Ba Sing Se. there is no cult here at the Deep Blue. Okay? If you hear about cults, they're utterly not true. Okay? Close your ears. Don't listen to them. They are just making shit up. Okay? Do not defile our reputation at the Deep Blue, goddammit. Stop saying we're a cult when we're not a cult. We do not have robes. No. We do not have robes. We don't have rituals. We don't waterboard people to join the cult. That's not a thing, because obviously we're not a cult. Juggling is kind of hard. I watch or listen if I can. That's fair, Ariana. This will be the second time they wanted me to join, to get me into cult on stream. No, not a cult. Welcome to the Deep Blue with indoctrination and holy water and sea salted ice cream. What indoctrination? What holy water? Sea salt ice cream? Sure, but like the other objects, I'm not too sure. I try to keep my media consumption quite low, so you are really the exception when it comes to streams. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you for making the exception. That's very... Thank you, I really do appreciate it. Mostly watch abroad in Japan and Sea Dog. Yeah, fair. I really don't watch VTubers that much. No ritual mask, no nothing, okay? Waterboarding to get them to join. What kind of heathenness cult do you take us for? We just offer them Noira brand whiskey. We're not a cult though! How can you say that? And how can you be so sure that I don't baptize people in sea salt water and waterboard them? How can you be so sure? Do you guys actually, talking on the topic of that, do you guys have moments where, what are your media consumption moods like? For me, I notice that my pattern or trend is that sometimes I want calm sort of entertainment. Like it could be like someone decorating their house or like vlogging somewhere in Japan, but not in like a rowdy sort of way. Like calmly exploring hobbies, vlog sort of vibe. And then my other mood, I think it's wanting to learn something new, and that can be a very wide horizon. Like it can be me learning about like fossils, or like me mostly like science stuff like Veritasium, or like history. That's when I feel like in a very learning sort of mood. And the other is the haha hee hee mood, where I just want to find something funny and good entertainment, where I'll just laugh over people's funny antics. Out of the three, the latter is the one that's the rarest for me. Dill, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. You're not joining a cult because there is no cult, Dill, so I don't know what you're talking about. Enjoy this tightly shaped cookie in honor of welcoming our cause. Not a cult! Oh my god! God damn it. I like stories about mythology. I've been binging on various Greek mythological stories when I go to sleep. Oh yeah, mythology is super fun. Like every once in a while I do go to crash course to kind of watch up on a little bit of mythology. Especially like Norse and Greek mythology is very intriguing. For some reason, I have a time mismatch with like every streamer I used to watch before. Also, I listen while working, so I don't like very active and fast-paced streamers. Fair. Wait, are you working right now, John? It's crazy that you're able to type whilst working. I usually watch a mix of good vibes, goofy antics, or informative. Wait, that means are our moods for entertainment all kind of similar? Or are there variations to it? It really depends on mood, what I consume. I love history videos and lots of how to make something. Oh yeah, how to make stuff. Okay, that's something I don't really watch much. Yeah, I don't really watch stuff about how to make stuff or like crafty stuff. But I like, every once in a while I do watch it, but mostly like as a background sort of thing, because I do like hearing the narrative about when I like hearing about the commentary that goes through people's heads when they're making stuff. Vigo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. I guess in general, I just like hearing how people are, like the people's perspectives. I've come to notice that, especially because we've been talking about it a lot today on stream. I think I really do just generally like hearing about how other people think and other people's stories. Maybe that's why I like being around humans. So you're obviously a goddess, why thank you. Though technically not proven, but thank you, I appreciate that. But may I ask which one, dearly beloved? Which one? Do I have to be a part of any particular label of goddess? All you gotta know is that I'm ancient, and I may or may have not partook in the flooding of certain historical records. Yes. Within the annals of history, if there has been some sort of flooding, I may or may have not partook in it. Partook in it. But even if I did, even if I didn't, you guys can't prove it. I may or may have not did stuff with seawater. And honestly, I don't even know because I don't remember. Unfortunately, as ancient as I am, my memory is shites. So maybe there were like some other certain things that I skipped over or skimmed over. But that's why we have a drunk scribe here at the Deep Blue that we keep in the basement, right, Cheese? If Cheese is here, we do have a drunk scribe who scribes over on our subreddit. Another one of us. Yes, we have another new titling at the Deep Blue. It does depend on my mood, but I like learning random stuff, laughing or soaking in good vibes and wholesome stuff. Yeah! Singing streams of some creatures. Oh, singing streams are great. Noira is the reason of the flood in New Fortune City. Maybe yes, maybe no. You can flood me any day is a wild thing to say. I watch videos for comedy. I attend streams for some sort of intellectual discussion. Interesting. Noira made the Great Flood happen. I don't know, but did I? I might just be misremembering things. You know, I have shit memory, like I said. So even the things that I said that I may have done or may have not done may or may not be real. Who knows? Only the drunk scribe may know, perhaps. I see that a lot of you guys are watching this stream via at work. Yeah, so if you're like currently procrastinating on something, pick one of the easiest things that you could do right now and finish like say within like 15 minutes and just fucking do it, man. One of the easiest things to do, and it's like pretty important or has like a significant impact, or as we may call it in corporate speak, low-hanging fruit. If you have a low-hanging fruit right now, pick it out and just do it right now. And just, even if you can't finish it in 15 minutes, just time for you to, we currently kind of have like, if you want to get distracted by yapping here on the stream, sure. But like, we kind of have like 15 to 20 minutes right now on stream. So like, do that thing and you can stop doing it once I finish stream. Okay, how's that? No, I finally have a free day from daily life. Oh, that's good. You get to wind down a little bit. We're testing game builds, so I'm waiting time. Oh, that's fun. I do wonder what the whole game development process is like. I've mentioned this before, but like movies and games kind of don't make, and books don't make sense to me. Just how you can invest and work so much on this one thing that you can't immediately publish and get feedback on. And once it's out there, you're done. You know, I think games, at least you could kind of patch it over once you've published it. But like movies and books, you work on it for like 4 years and then you publish it, and then that's it. You can't make iterations to it. That sounds too fucking crazy to me. And I don't think that's something, those sort of projects are something that I can do. It feels like too much high risk, high reward sort of shit, hey? Don't do it, Adam. Low hanging fruit is not worth it. No. As long as you check for the snakes, it's fine. It's fine, Dill. Thank you for the hydrate. Let me drink some water. I'll drink some alkaline water. Are we doing overtime? What do you mean we're doing overtime right now? We still have like the 20 minutes. I get to watch from home on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays I usually turn stream on for a few minutes before I go to work. I appreciate that. I think it's like the sweetest thing for some of you guys to kind of drop by stream even though you can't watch it before you leave for work. As I've said it before, it's like I'm a virtual waifu. It's like you're saying bye to your wife before they go to work. Before you go to work, saying bye. It's like saying bye to your wife before you go to work. It's like, hi, ittekimasu, and I'll be like, hi. Oh, what do you say? Itterashai. You know, it's that whole ittekimasu and itterashai loop, and that's very cute. That gives me a certain level of satisfying parasocialness. Schmuck, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. It's also quite a commitment, but finishing such a project can be quite satisfying. Yeah, but do you guys think you could be that sort of person to say, okay, maybe movies are crazy because it involves a lot of people, but do you think you can write a book for, say, 3 years and then just publish it like that? I feel like if I did that, after I publish it, like literally a day after, I feel like I will suddenly be haunted by all the things I could have done differently and all the mistakes that I made that I should have fixed. I feel like that's what's gonna happen to me. I very much enjoy stuff that I can improve on. You are my thank you. Thank you. Thursdays is my live stream for sure day. Most other days I work, but I do love to just drop by. Yeah, I remember you dropping by in between work, and it's cute. You updating us on your day at work. It's always nice to hear you talking for a few minutes to brighten my day. Ah, thank you, Kurt. There's editors for that and more. You are not the only person working on releasing a book usually. Yeah, but still, the idea of once you publish it, that's it. It's moot. You can do nothing else about it except for release a second edition of it. I think it's just a little bit too crazy. I wrote a world building book and it was mind breaking. Especially when I put it out, I wanted to change it and add even more. Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. Now imagine movies as well. And movies are, or like, let's talk about One Piece, since One Piece live action is like what's hot right now. And I thoroughly enjoy it. Like once you publish that series out there, okay, it's a little bit better, I think, if it's on streaming services, because maybe you can re-upload it. I assume that it can kind of work in that sort of way. Like if, say, you fucked up on certain things, maybe you can re-upload a better version of it down the line. But when it's like an exclusive movie theater sort of thing, the only next time you get to iterate on it is like a Blu-ray release, right? That just sounds so daunting. The fact that you send out a finished product and you can't get audience feedback or like user feedback, and you can't iterate on it or improve it. You have to accept that things will not be perfect, and you are also just trying to do your best. Yeah, I know. I guess that's something I kind of have a hard time with as well. And also the fact that you're working on this project for a very long time. Very daunting. That's why I mentioned how I usually like tackling things in one go so that the start and the end can end with it can be, there's closure to it, you know? And I can also understand that, okay, I'm tackling this task with all the willpower that I have, even though it feels shitty, but it's okay. There's rainbow at the end of the rainbow. There's gold at the end of the rainbow. What's the term that people usually say? There's rainbow at the end of the rainbow. Double rainbow. Sorry, old ass joke. But yeah, you know, there's like, there's something to look forward to, and it's all worth it in the end. You can say that sort of shit, right? But if you kind of space tasks out, or they take too long, and then you only get to reap the rewards like later fucking on, it sounds like too crazy for me. Draco Cosmos and KJ, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Okay, hands up. How many of you guys know about double rainbow? People find the One Piece, but has anyone found One Piece? What if One Piece doesn't want to be found, Egerson? That's why there's test audiences at reshoots. Yeah, that's fair. Light at the end of the tunnel. There's also that term, you're right. It also trains your long-term gratification. Yeah, but I feel like that's like extreme long-term gratification, isn't it? 3 years to see the fruits of your labor. I think you also just have to release stuff when you are happy with the end product. You can't please everyone just as long as you are proud of your work. Yeah, but that becomes a different thing when you have a deadline. Like sometimes you could still kind of be, you can have a product that you're not happy with, but then deadline says, no, you got to release it now. Like look at what happened to Cyberpunk. The good thing is that Cyberpunk was a video game, meaning you can patch it over, you know? But like, yeah, you get what I mean. High school? Oh my god, you guys are young. But I see at least like, oh, you guys know my reference, just like how you guys knew about the rage face meme that I posted a while back. Double rainbow? What does it mean? What was the meme even, actually? I don't remember. Wait, was that the meme, or was the meme just like someone freaking out over a double rainbow? Let me check. It's been a while, man. Wait, I'm looking up the meme. Oh yeah, it's correct. Double rainbow? What does it mean? Oh my god, it's full on. See, we talk shit about like the more recent generations about how they find like the unfunniest shit funny, like 6, 7. We also found like the stupidest shit funny, man, back in the days. Like fucking double rainbow. That guy died some time ago. Wait, really? He did? Oh my god. Rest in peace, double rainbow guy. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know he was like a real content creator. I just found his video somewhere and I thought that was funny. And then it was like a whole worldwide sort of meme that was popular. So I guess that's his legacy. Double rainbow. Rest in peace. I think a more realistic approach would be to start with a short story or something you can finish in a few weeks or months before someone tackles a multi-year project. Yeah, that is the more realistic approach, hey? Like kind of train yourself to be able to kind of slowly take on longer projects, and then maybe eventually you'll get better at longer projects in general. Yeah, it was someone freaking out over the double rainbow. Was a dude high on shrooms? Yeah. I can never understand the stupid 6'7" is funny. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's because like we have a sense of superiority over like the younger generation, or whether it's actually because it just doesn't make sense. I don't know, because was there something back in the days that we would say that actually doesn't make sense? Yeah, fucking can I has cheeseburger, Rafflecopter shit. That shit wasn't funny. It was just fucking weird. But like we laughed over that shit, so I guess we're not much different. To be fair, it's just that now our prefrontal cortex is fully developed, and thus we can be more critical and analytical about these sort of things. And now we understand that, wait, this shit doesn't make sense. And then we forget that back then our shit didn't make sense either. But somehow we still found it funny. So remember, guys, for the younger generations who might find stupid shit funny, yeah, remember, prefrontal cortex is fully matured at the age of 25. Rafflecopter not funny, were you raised by bees? Okay, maybe Rafflecopter was pretty funny. Can I have cheeseburger was... Okay, it was actually pretty funny too. But you get what I mean? It's funny for like reasons that aren't particularly inherently funny. Like if you give that to someone in no context who doesn't understand the meme, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Same shit with 6-7, no? Would you guys not think so? At least like those are the things that pop off the top of my head that I can kind of relate to when it comes to 6-7. 69 meme? Oh yeah, and the 420. Have a good one, Ariana. 89. Wait, what's 89? What the fuck is... Wait, 89 or 89? Is that just a joke? Wait, 89 meme. What the fuck is 89 meme? What? Wait, what is the 8-9 meme? I googled it and it says the video of the Grinch saying 8-9 was... Oh, that Grinch. I remember the Grinch that was like popular on TikTok a while back. I saw a lot of shorts of him on Twitter. I think it's funny because someone said 6-7 and then the Grinch said 8-9 instead. Is that what we're talking about? Anyway, I don't understand 6-7. I think it's cringe. But hey, if it makes my niece and nephews happy, then I will entertain them with a 6-7. I mean, the last time I joked about 6-7 to my older nieces and nephews, they thought that was hella cringe. Maybe it's because I was the one saying it. So it's like, ew, old people saying 6-7, what the fuck? Maybe it was that, but they were like, no, ew, 6-7, stop. I strongly believe that Charlie the Unicorn is still funny. Which one is Charlie the Unicorn? Hold on. Charlie the Unicorn? What is Charlie? Oh, that guy! Okay. Shit, I barely remember anything about the guy, but I remember the unicorn itself. It's just some dude trying to make a play on 6-7 thing. I see. MLG videos? What MLG videos? What are MLG videos? Candy Mountain. Yeah. Have a good one, Rev. Have a good one. Please rest up and I hope you get better. Take deep breaths and remember, you have the ability to calm yourself down. And whatever you experience is valid. It's part of being human, which also means that you can get better from it. LG 360 no scope. Oh, fucking stop, because it's stop. Mountain and Doritos. Oh, 360. Wait, was 360 no scope like an old meme? That shit was from CS days, right? Wait, MLG meme. I'm gonna look up LG meme. Man, it's as if I'm looking up fucking... Oh! It's an abbreviation derived from esports organization Major League Gaming. Oh, Major League Gaming memes in general. Wait, I get it. Okay. Right, it's the same like Dota memes. Lakan matatag. Normalin. Same shit. Okay, I understand. Those were the days, hey? Those were the days. 360 no scope. I mean, people still say that, right? I mean, I still say that to my nieces and nephews. Like I saw a nephew who was playing like this FPS game on the tablet, and I say, oh, can you show me a 360 no scope? He didn't do it because like he was in game, like in a competitive game, but I assumed he understood what I meant. Is 360 no scope still relevant? I would like to think it's relevant. Slenderman, I don't understand how Slenderman became so popular either. To flashbacks where I have to go to an orphanage to help teach children drawing, and one kid took my phone to search 6-7 memes. Kids be weird. That's just how it is. Yeah, it is, right? That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. The 360 no scope has stood the test of time. Rect is also still used, or like Keck is still like something that's from way back when and has just been eternalized. Probably the mystery about Slenderman, such as the Slender Sickness and what the pages meant to it. Wait, what was the game Slenderman from? I don't even remember. Fuck. What game was it from? So is it like a... I mean, it was at... Its popularity was kind of like Friday Nights at Freddy's nowadays, right? Creepypasta internet meme. Wait, what is it, a meme? I remember Slenderman being in a game, isn't it? Isn't that how it got popular? Oh, it's $8 on Steam. 60% on Slender, the Arrival. Pond, oh my god, pond. Yeah, teabagging is still used. The term teabagging is still pretty common. Halo 3 release. My cousin and I stocked up on Game Fuel chips and just the kind of snacks that used to be what you ate for hardcore gaming back then. And like Mountain Dew and everything like that. I want to know. I never really stocked up on these gamer items. I'm not a true gamer. Sentiment started as creepypasta meme and grew from there. I didn't know that. Wrecked Noob XX Wolf. Oh my god, the days of lead speak, bro. Remember how people's names used to be with numbers and everything? Oh, those were painful. I also used to use a username that used numbers. Like you'd spell it out like Valhalla the game. Like even up till now, you know, one of the reasons that I can't spell the game Valhalla properly is because I keep on kind of assuming that it's written in all in all lead speak. So it's like V411 dash H4114. That's how I've always thought that it's written. And it's because of that every time I type it out, I can't find the game in my stream category. Or I can't find the game on Google. Well, I mean, Google is a little bit more merciful, so usually it pops it up for me, but like I usually have a hard time searching about the game because I keep on assuming everything is in lead speak, when really it's in hybrid lead speak. I think only the A's are 4s, right? Teabagging is evergreen. I have a couple of friends who are really into creepypasta, so they keep my knowledge of certain characters accurate. You know what I never really indulged in is the SCP shit. You guys know of that? The SCP, the fictional stories of like, I don't know, like X-Files shit. That's also a big thing, right? And a separate thing from creepypasta. I mean, I only knew about it recently, I think because of you guys on stream. I read up on some of them and they're super fun. But none of it is real, right? It's all fiction, right? It's just like creative writing. SCP was or is great. And none of it is real? Yeah. I think it was because when I mentioned cryptozoology last time, you guys brought up the topic of SCP. Surely none of it is real, but to be fair, can you prove it's not real? SCP Containment Breach is a great game. Wait, there's a game of it? I can imagine it's scary as fuck. They want you to think it's not real? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? My roommate used to listen to those SCP stories. Some of them were creepy as heck. Which one? I remember you guys recommending to me, or you guys were mentioning in chat about like this SCP where when you go to the middle of the lake, you see nothing but not really. Something along those lines. I don't know which SCP that is. Something in the water, but not really. I forgot. Need speak just makes me feel old. Yes. How's your backbone doing? How's your lower back, mate? SCP has like many forms of media at this point. I do not recognize the bodies in the water. Yeah, I think it's that one. Yeah, proving that something does not exist is an exercise in futility. Just because something... No, but like just because... Oh shit, I was gonna come up with a logical... What do you call them? A logical fallacy argument, but I forgot my train of thought and I don't think my memory is allowing me to remember the right logical fallacy that I wanted to reference. Do not look lest you recognize them. If you have like some recommendations for SCP stuff to read, which ones would you recommend? Like, let's say I want to read them before I go to bed. Which one would you recommend? Like, give me the numbers. Magnus Files is good Spotify creepy listen. Is that a podcast? I think there is one about like an IKEA that would trap you inside. Isn't that just the back rooms or something? There was a whole like ecosystem at night from all the trapped people fighting over food stalls. Oh, that's crazy. Wait, that's Squid Game, not back rooms. That's just the Squid Game. Which one is about orders ruling the world from the shadows? I want to read about that. Is that an actual thing? Best SCP. I'm gonna look up best SCP. SCP-015 Pipe Nightmare. Okay, I'll jot that down. SCP-415. 015. Top rated pages in SCP Foundation. Apparently SCP-3043 is a good read as well. SCP-173 has the highest rating. Let me read this. Item SCP-173 is to be kept in a locked container at all times. When personnel must enter SCP-173's container, no fewer than 3 may enter at any time and the door is to be relocked behind them. At all times, 2 persons must remain in direct eye contact with SCP-173 until all personnel have vacated and relocked the container. Move to Site 19-9093. Origin is as of yet unknown. It is constructed from concrete and rebar with traces of Krylon brand spray paint. SCP-173 is animate and extremely hostile. The object cannot move while within a direct line of sight. Line of sight must not be broken at any time with SCP-173. Personnel assigned to enter container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation. In the event of an attack, personnel are to observe Class 4 hazardous object containment procedures. Personnel report sounds of scraping stone originating from within the container when no one is present inside. This is considered normal, and any change in this behavior should be reported to the acting HMCL supervisor on duty. The reddish-brown substance on the floor is a combination of feces and blood. Origin of these materials is unknown. The enclosure must be cleaned on a bi-weekly basis. Wait, doesn't Lethal Company or something have a creature that's like this? Is it Lethal Company? Or I think it's Lethal Company, where you kind of have to stare at like one of the monsters. Yenro-san, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. SCP-173 is the SCP that started it all. Really? Is it the OG SCP? Okay, yeah. It made its way into medias. Interesting stuff. Okay, let me read Ikazen's recommendation here. SCP, is it long? Ah, it's not too long. Okay. SCP-015. Object class Euclid. I hope I'm saying that right. Special containment procedures. SCP-015 is impossible to move and is contained on site. A gap of at least 2 meters or 6 feet needs to be maintained around the entire structure containing SCP-015 at all times, and no structures of any kind are to make contact with SCP-015's current containment structure. Exploration is permissible, but only in teams of 3, with full safety lines and GPS tracking. Any protrusions from SCP-015 must be capped and sealed immediately with the new site recorded and logged. No aggressive action is to be made within SCP-015. No hand or power tools are allowed anywhere inside SCP-015. No repairs or maintenance are to be made anywhere on SCP-015. Description: SCP-015 is a mass of pipes, vents, boilers, and other various plumbing apparatus, completely filling a warehouse in what do you call it? Code block. Not code block, sorry. Redacted. The pipes appear to grow when not under observation, attempting to connect to nearby structures via sewer systems and underground plumbing. SCP-015 contains, at current estimate, over 190 kilometers or 120 miles of pipes, ranging in diameter from 2.5 centimeters to over 1 meter. Some pipes appear new, while others are rusted and leaking. Pipes have been reported as being made of bone, wood, steel, pressed ash, human flesh, glass, granite. No pipes composed of lead, PVC plastic, copper, or any other traditional material for the production of pipes have been found. SCP-015 reacts to tools and aggression. Any personnel acting violently, carrying tools, or attempting to damage or repair SCP-015 in any way will trigger a reaction. Any pipes near the subject will burst, spraying on the subject for several seconds before the flow suddenly stops. Pipes have been reported containing oil, mercury, rats, a species of insects not yet identified, ground glass, seawater, entrails, and molten iron. Pipes will continue to burst around the object until death or retreat. SCP-015 was cut back to its current structure after attaching to 11 other structures in the area. Currently, 11 personnel have been killed and 20 more are still missing. Reports have been made of banging and screaming coming from within SCP-015. That's crazy! Oh, that's crazy! Oh, that's fun though. That is really a nightmare. Stuff of nightmares. But at least, like, if we read through SCP-015, it seems like there's no reason to go into SCP-015's room in the first place. So technically you can absolve yourself from, like, any risk. Like, just don't go in there. The moves when you don't look at them originates from Doctor Who show, from Weeping Angel statues that would follow you. Many teams died by SCP-015 and you have no fucking idea what are inside those damn pipes. It's like a fucking gacha. I don't have specific SCPs to recommend, but I can recommend a channel that picks some interesting ones and read them out if you'd like. That's interesting. Wait, is it ASMR to read out SCPs? Is it some kind of wicked ASMR? Like, what if I just read it over like creepy ass music? I don't know. Would I be a good horror narrator? I'm not even sure. Mayhaps not. I don't think so. Nor really ASMR. You don't think you can sleep to me reading SCP? You don't think so? Is that not something you can sleep over? Damn, I'm hungry. And it's like midnight, but I'm hungry. What the fuck? Anyway, we do have to call it though, because also I am hungry. I don't know if I should eat though. It's late at night. I've slept to your voice before. Well, thank you for being able to sleep to my voice despite of whatever it is that I talk about. You can check out SCP-999. I sure after this. Thank you for the hydrate, Mythos. Let me drink some water. We've got to call it, guys. Thank you everyone for dropping by the Deep Blue. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the Deep Blue. Did you enjoy your time here, lads? If you guys did, I hope it'd be nice. I'd really appreciate it if you drop a follow if you're on Twitch, or subscribe if you're on YouTube. And I stream 3 times a week, same times, same days every week. That's every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's at 6 or 9 a.m. if you're in the US, 3 or 4 p.m. if you're in the EU, and about 10 p.m. GMT plus 8 if you're in Southeast Asia. And I'll probably play at least like one more Ragnarok online session next week. So look forward to that. And if you guys haven't already, come join into the Discord at discord.gg /Noira, so you can join in the discussion that I'm going to post over there. And I'll also going to post something on the subreddit right after this, which is what theme would be good for a Noira visual novel. I'm gonna post that. So if you have ideas for that, don't forget to go on the Reddit and also the Discord, discord.gg/Noira, and the Reddit is at r/Noira. Okay, now let me find someone to raid. Also, thank you everyone who's so generous towards the shrine, by the way. Thank you. And everyone's generosity towards contributing towards the Switch 2 as well. Thank you so much. And Koragi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And thank you everyone. Let me find someone to raid. Who do we raid today? Let's see. Yeah, maybe I'll have a quick snack before going to sleep. Will I feel bad about it? Maybe, but that's for tomorrow me to worry about. For tomorrow me to worry about, and not current present me to worry about. Who do we raid today? Let's see. Who do we raid? I see. Let me check on this person before raiding to her. I need to check whether they're actually ending or not. Like ending anytime soon. Because I don't want to raid and like accidentally I raid into someone who's ending. Wait, why is that stream not loading for me? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's actually, you know what? Noira is currently playing Dispatch, and I know like you guys like Dispatch, so let's raid into Noira. I think she's doing a Dispatch finale. So yeah, guys. Thank you once again, everyone, for dropping by the Deep Blue. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the Deep Blue, and I hope I get to catch you guys again here. Yeah? Don't forget about me. You may have other Oshis, but I hope that I leave enough of an impression for you to come back to me here at the Deep Blue. Alright. Bye, guys. See ya on the flip tide. Sayonara.